Welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast, episode number... Sit down and get ready for this. It's a self-indulgent clip show. Not quite, but nearly. Number 300, can you believe it, with me, George, and this week joined by RGT, Seb, and we've served up someone from the family crypt. It's OG Tom. Rise, Spartans. We've outlived console wars, loot boxes, live service games, and somehow these legends of men still join me, the human equivalent of stick drift. How's it going, boys?
Very well, thank you.
Very well. Thanks for having me.
It's a big show, so we've got a smattering of what I would call the history. The past, the present, and the future are all combined into one. I don't even know what anymore, but gentlemen, thank you for taking part or being involved in every single step of the way that we've taken to get here. Thank you to the listeners. Thank you to everybody that's helped us, the guests, everybody that's ever been involved in the show in any single way. We're grateful to you, because here we are, episode 300. Who'd have thought it? Not me, I'll tell you. But, well, just carried on regardless, didn't I? We were going to get here anyway, eventually, weren't we? Let's face it. But, yeah, a little bit of a special show, so it feels very special to welcome back OG Tom. It's been a while since he's trod the boards, darling. Welcome back to Ponsonbury Manor.
I'm here.
Beautiful. Seb, who's literally fallen in love with your dashing good looks. I wish we could have hit record on his first meeting of you. It was... I've never seen a man rethink his life so quick. He went through his seconds. He did. Went through his whole diet and not trying hard enough, and then OG Tom introduced himself and it leveled him again. It was absolutely beautiful to watch. But you do yourself an injustice. You're an absolutely sexual, beautiful human being. And it's our honour to have you here, hopefully on a bit more of a regular going through 2026. I'm pretty fired up about that, if I'm honest. Thanks for joining us. Are you doing well? Yes, Seb, you?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. I was just like,
he's too busy looking at Tom.
You were talking about Tom, and I was just like, okay. I was like, okay. But no, like, yeah. For audio listeners and viewers all around the world, all you millions and millions of the UCP fans, you know, like, I did not know, like, this is my first time recording with OG Tom, and so I didn't know what this man looked like or sounded like, because, like, my first episodes, you know, were with RGT and George and Bobby, and I did not know that this man was like basically a 007 agent, you know, like, so I wasn't prepared, and that threw me off, and then my fat ass, you know, I was thinking about brisket that I was cooking up earlier today, and I was just like having that thing on the slow roasted on the grill and such like that. It's brisket about the size of my sternum and my chest combined and such like that. I was thinking, man, I'm going to go to town on that boy. There's so many ways I can eat it. Just fat. Just think about all the fatness and goodness I was going to get up to. And then I look and see this man coming over here looking like a male model, like Derek Zoolander, stunt double. And I was thinking, oh, no, I got to rethink my choices in life. I got to rethink my choices in life. This man hit a magnum. The pose magnum and everything. I was like, oh, no. Oh, no, baby. I got to rethink my life here. So, no, I wasn't prepared, and I blame this on you, George. You should have prepared me and told me.
He's from a different cut of the family. He's got all the good stuff going on. That's all I can say. RGT.
Yes. Should the man even be here? He's supposed to be on classified missions right now.
He's supposed to be on the classifieds. I think that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
RGT.
Yes.
I mean... You're here, legend, holding it together, propping me up when I need it, doing all the good stuff. Absolute legend. Got your finger on probably every game ever made. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's a very kind intro.
Yeah, I thought I'd probably best try. It's episode 300, isn't it? I want to...
back to normal next week.
Yeah, immediately, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
get those T-shirts out.
Yeah. Yeah, fair play. No, I'm good.
Good. Okay.
To be on a 300th as well. So yeah, it's a pleasure.
What a special moment, Unhook the face mask. PCSO Kemp wheeled him in. An absolute legend. Went at you half my collection like he was going at some Bombay mix and a bloody tandoori. Absolutely ravaged it like a locust.
There's
Come
a bit of
in,
lore for you there.
just filled that bowl up. How are you? Bloody, yeah, well, I'm a bit hungry.
You want a brisket?
He wants he wants 3 of them made out of game cubes. That's what he wants. So here we are, gentlemen. It's only probably right and proper that I turn to you 3 and say, what you been? What have you been playing? Who should I ask this to? This is not normally something I have to think about. It's been a wee while. And God knows what tat is going to wheel in front of us. So let's bring in the celebrity, OG Tom. What have you been playing?
I'd have thought you'd have asked if I've been playing Overwatch.
I didn't want to scratch off that scab.
No. Yeah, it's been a while. I've played and completed quite a bit actually. When I was thinking back about it today, obviously we discussed me coming on the show a few weeks ago, and it got me thinking of what I've actually played last 2025. Obviously, we're just getting into 2026. So I'll start off with Hollow Knight Silksong. Thoroughly enjoyed that, the sequel to Hollow Knight. It took a long time to come, and obviously it started out originally planned as DLC, and then obviously the developers kind of got more and more ideas and went further on with it and decided it would be a standalone game. And obviously it was a bit of a running joke about we would probably get GTA 6 before we got that, but it wasn't to be. A phenomenal experience considering it's a Metroidvania. It's not obviously pushing the boundaries of graphics, but its art style is certainly very distinctive. There was a point that I described to you on the phone once about there's a certain part of the game towards the end where you've got to escape rising lava, and you literally, the game has led you to this point of your skill set. The game almost knows you've got the skills to do this, but when I did it, I just put the controller down and went, "Oh, are we PG or are we?"
Oh, we can listen. We're whatever you want to be now.
Okay. Well, I was like, "Holy fuck!" Like,
okay. Look at him. He came in.
Yeah.
Can I press this button? Well, yeah. If you
and
want.
like a young child, I put the controller down. I was like, "That was fucking awesome." I was just like, the adrenaline of escaping this rising lava and doing it. I think it took me a couple of attempts, but utilizing every single ability you'd learned in the game, and knowing, to me, that's an amazing level design or learning curve within the game to do that, to get you to that point where some people might go, "Oh no, I can't do this. Can't do this." I'd heard rumors of this alleged escape. That I thought, oh, maybe it's like one of those end game things just to really test yourself. Oh no, it's chucked in the actual full-fledged story and you've got to do it. There's no running away from it. So yeah, finished and completed that. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was probably my game of 2025 looking back. Hades 2 came a close second.
We probably ought to have you in the Ponces to make up for all my bizarre things that I've put in this year. Might make it actually relevant, Tom, to be fair. So if you can scratch together 10, join us in a week.
Yeah. I probably could. I picked up Father Christmas delivered Expedition 33.
Oh, hello.
Which, yeah, I'm quite enjoying that. There's been a couple of... It makes a very, very bold narrative choice, which I'm not going to spoil for people, but I don't know whether it's going to have what it takes to come back from that, but going on its critical praise, I'd probably say it would. But yeah, it's been a couple of times, maybe because I've been a bit tired or whatever, where I've been like, oh, I don't know, I can actually progress with this anymore tonight. The combat system is excellent for a turn-based game, so you can parry, you can free aim with your sort of long range weapons. You can dodge. it's very interesting. I think a lot of the Japanese studios are very interested in incorporating that into their future sort of JRPGs, because it's certainly an unusual spin on that. It's not quite the modern Final Fantasy remakes or the newer games,
Hmm.
but it's also not like ultra traditional
See, I was
turn-based.
talking about this with Seb, and I kind of saw that more involved turn-based as a bit of a, I hate to say it, it felt like a bit of a turn-off to me because I don't want, I just want to take my time, think
It,
about whether I want item, think about whether I want spell. Like Final Fantasy
mm,
XIII's clock was about as close as I got to like anything other than that.
I mean,
How,
there's
you could
still
still take your time with it.
yeah,
I'm like,
exactly that. Yeah.
I'm like, you choose what you want to do next. It's just you're reacting on defense now. That's the
Yeah.
only difference is. It's just like when you attack, you can still attack with like the variety of different options that are available to you. It's just on the defensive side of the ball, on the side of like the turn-based system. It's like, okay, do you want to parry or do you want to try to dodge? And that's like the more real-time combat elements and everything on
Mumsy,
offense.
download Claire Expedition 33, do it now.
Yeah, everything on offense is like the only part that's like really interactive is like the part where if you hit one of the, let's say like you do a attack that basically summons a sword up from the ground, you might have like a perfect timing meter. And if you
Mm,
hit at the perfect time, it does
Yeah.
exponentially more damage. But other
that's the
than
bit
that,
that I was a bit freaked out about, I think. But Mumsy's on with that. Well, no, get the special
it's
edition. Go
it
get
still
whatever.
does
I'm into it now. I'm a
it
big
still
Okay.
fan.
does damage. You just like you get a plus for doing it on the perfect time. So I'm like, you can still cruise through it. It's just
Yeah.
you're as involved as you want to be.
I want my
And
wife to cruise through it while I lay on the settee and lazily watch her do it, basically. I guess we might need
um,
to get into the accessibility options. As you were, Tom, sorry.
um, just a question for Seb as well. At one point, I was playing it, and obviously it reminded me very much of like a rhythm-based dance game in the term of like pressing the buttons at the correct time. But it was implemented so well in the combat, and notoriously, I'm very poor at those type of games. Absolutely awful.
I'm the same,
Spent,
so I get it.
yeah. But yeah, I've found it's obviously with a bit of practice on the parry timing with Sekiro and Dark Souls and stuff, it helped. But yeah, overall, the combat's probably one of the strongest points for me. I really enjoy it. The story's interesting. It's keeping me hooked enough. As I say, there's just been a couple of times where I've been tired and sort of. I think it's one of those that needs. Whereas Hades and Silksong felt a bit more. I can just pick them up for 20 minutes, half an hour, and play a bit. Um, I prefer to do longer spells on Expedition 33. I think it warrants a bit more investment of time, but really enjoying it. My last probably pick I'll do. I
Wait, what
played a
was your
bit through.
question?
Whether you ever felt like it was a little bit like a rhythm
Oh,
action
gotcha,
game at
gotcha.
some
Yeah,
point.
yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't articulate that very well, but going back to like, I seem to have played a lot on Switch 2 this year. I picked one of those when it released. Mario Kart Tour is okay. I'm not a massive Mario Kart fan anyway, but I think they did a reasonable job with that. Apparently, it's not as well received as Mario Kart 8, but can't please everybody. And then I really enjoyed Donkey Kong. I think they really did a good job of bringing that to a modern audience, changing him up a bit. I like the sort of mechanic of smashing through the levels, creating your own routes. It was a little open ended, a bit like Tears of the Kingdom of finding your own solutions sometimes. And speaking of Tears of the Kingdom, I've been playing that with my two little boys, and they're thoroughly enjoying it. Managed to drag out all the amiibo that I collected at one point and actually put them to use. But yeah, that's about me. It's where I've kind of got up to on my gaming journey for this year.
Well, it seems like your gaming picks also made Seb think that you were a high caliber of man. I don't like the way that this is all working out. To be honest, if you listen to the show since episode one, you know that Tom's an absolute snake, and now Seb's put him up on a pedestal as some sort of Greek god. Quite fitting for
Face
episode
turn, face
300.
turn. It's a face turn.
I
I was
think
the heel.
this.
I was the heel. Now I'm the face.
I like this. It was the most unexpected turn we ever saw coming because RGT's picked up the mantle. He's now like pretty much the Undertaker of the show. As soon as his music kicks, I'm like, I'm into the audience. I'm done.
It's like me. It's like me. It's like me shaking your hand. No, you shaking my hand and then looking up at RGT and Seb, and then just grinning, and then you just like powerbomb me on the floor. Full heel turn.
Oh wow, because I'm already full heel turn. Because while you've not been on the show, I've had to pick up the mantle of the bad guy, which I've struggled with.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've gone like Stone Cold heel style, just some F bombs, this, that, and the other. I try to ride it out, but it's not working that well for me. I normally have to like really jibe against RGT to get angry enough, probably for about an hour before we hit record, to be that persona. Method acting's a bitch, baby. It's the only way I know. Where are we going to go next? RGT, what have you been playing?
Um, well, two or three things really. First of all, I was just going to say I did download a demo on the Switch too. I've done the Sonic Race and Crossworlds demo. If you download that, play that in handheld, the resolution is terrible. It looks like you're playing on a first edition Vita. It looks awful on the
This
handheld
is
and the Switch
the
2.
Crossroads,
Crossworlds.
Crossworlds.
Yeah, because I do like the Sonic racing games. I thought, well, I'll get a demo, see what it's like.
Been
But
good.
it in handheld mode, it is. I was playing it thinking this is shocking, and then I sort of googled it a bit, and there's a lot of people saying, yeah, this is like it's almost like a really bad Switch One port that they've put on for Switch Two. Yes, wasn't very good.
Well,
The
I had
game
a
itself
version of
was
it on
good.
Vita and it looked banging on there.
Yeah, in my eyes, it looks worse on the Switch 2. So I'm not quite sure what Sega are doing there, but they need to sort that out for a Switch 2 game. But it looked
They
terrible.
thought you were into retro. You didn't want it.
Yeah, wanted to make it look like it's pixelated. Yeah, it did look like pixelated. And also, I've been playing a little game that me and you have both been playing, I believe, which is Cast and Chill.
I want to know about this. I don't know how far you've got because I think I've circled around it. I've just been just enjoying the vibes. I'll be honest with you. If you want me to slap a score on this, and oh hey whoa whoa, it's going to make no sense to anyone whatsoever at all. It's got to be at least an 8 out of 10 game, and it's just for the vibes.
I think so. I think I mean, I was looking forward to this releasing. I hadn't really said anything to anyone, but I'd been keeping an eye on it. And then it released, and the night it released, I get a message from you saying, you need to play this game. And I was like, well, funny enough, I've been following this game. So we're both thinking the same thing. So downloaded it. I think I got it even on a deal when it first came out. It was only about £9, I think, something like that.
A bit less than that, actually.
Yeah. And I think you're right. I think it is an 8 out of 10 game because what it sets out to do is in the name. It's cast and chill. It's just relax and it's fishing.
Literally that, dude. Yeah.
And it is very, very relaxing. I need to get back on it because up till about a week ago, I'd played, and I haven't played the last week. But I'm going to get back onto it because it's so nice just to have it on the Switch 2, hour before you go to bed to sit there, see what you can catch, get
Chuck
your
it on the
gear
big screen.
upgraded.
It looks beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, it's
4K.
the reflections in the water with the pixel art and that. Very good.
The underwater view where it kind of splits the screen.
Yeah.
Moves it back so you can see like bits of rubbish underwater and leaves and the fish doing their thing and the fish sort of interacting with each other at different levels. It has no right to have that level of complexity in.
No.
What about the haptics?
Yeah, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I think it's such a great little game, and it's very basic to play. It's very easy to play, but there's a little bit of depth to it where pick your certain lures and bobbers for certain fish to lure them in, and then you'll see a big fish down and think, oh, what's that? And you think, oh, well, that might be a largemouth bass, and then you go back to the shop and try and get a lure for the largemouth bass and uprate your line and your boat and your bit. And it's basic but very good at it. It's a great little game. Just something you can have on there, just keep chipping away. It's not something you're gonna stick 30 hours into straight away, but it's nice just to just go back to it. There's nothing to, some games are so in depth. If you don't play them for a couple of weeks, you forget how to play that game. But with this, you ain't got to worry. It's that easy just to pick up and play. It's brilliant.
Have you? I mean, you talking about it allows me to talk about it and be even more indulgent in my bit. But the good news is, have you tried it in the idle mode? where you just let it do its thing. I haven't done that yet because I feel like it's cheating, but
Yeah, no, I haven't tried that. No,
you
no.
get pause it, press idle mode, and it literally has a screensaver. But while it's doing that, it's just racking you up little fish. Boop boop, back to base. Boop 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 boop, back
Oh,
to
I didn't
base.
even know you could do that. I've
And you
seen the
just
idle
watch
mode,
and
but I didn't realise what.
chill in the ambience of it. But you're making coins. Now you can go in and say, and again, I haven't done this, but it was nice to go in and see that you could uncheck legendary fish. So even if, like, by chance you manage to snag one on, it just doesn't even fish for them. So it's just collecting you the little bobbers, so you can either watch it or grind for cash, I guess. I don't
Oh,
know
fair
how
enough.
that would feel, whether it breaks the economy of the
Yeah,
game,
worth looking
but
into though,
who
as a
cares?
little style of the game. Yeah,
One
it's a great
question I've
idea.
got for you: have you put money in the guy's tip jar?
Yes, yes. Make sure you keep putting your tips in there because then you'll find out the new places to fish and bits and pieces. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely keep popping the old
spoilers.
coins in there. Yeah, yeah. If it's, see the tip jar, put some coins in.
Put some coins in
Um,
it.
but yes, thoroughly enjoying that. Very good. Been playing me Evercade on the handheld, me Super Pocket. Been playing Neo Geo Super Sidekicks. I forgot the name for a minute. Football. Basically, I've just been playing that because our local fish and chip shop when I was a kid had a Neo Geo cabin with Super Sidekicks. And we used to always go down there and play the machine. Now I've got it on a handheld. It's as good as I remember. It's great fun. It's just an arcade football game, cup competition. But there's plenty of others. I've got the three carts, so there's plenty of Neo Geo to go through still with Metal
Mm.
Slug 1, 2, and 3 and other various bits and pieces. But as always, plays brilliant on there. Them cartridges are so well curated, they're brilliant. Can't rate them highly enough. And finally, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Finished it yesterday, so completed. Absolutely.
Everyone's bigger boy gamers these days, aren't they? Look at you
I
all.
Is that part one, RGT?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
I've got
good.
Rebirth ready to go. So
That name.
yeah, yeah. You call it something else, but we won't call it that on the
Yeah,
show.
even though we're not that we're not PG anymore. I ain't saying
No, don't say that.
that.
Yeah, it's funny because the story's always intrigued me. There's something about Final Fantasy VII. I never played it back in the day, the original turn-based one. Um, but there's that something clicks with the story with me, with
Yeah.
the corporates and taking the money and the people who are struggling, and it's almost done a lot of metaphor where you live underneath them because you're
Mm.
beneath the rich, and it's always intrigued me the story, but I could never. I've started over the last 2 or 3 years. I've tried starting Final Fantasy VII Remake 2 or 3 times, and I found it quite complex with the combat and the materia and bits and pieces. And then I played the demo on the Switch 2 a couple of weeks ago when that released. I thought I'm just going to have to give this a go. I've got it on the PS4. I can do the PS5 upgrade, which I've done. And it just clicked this time, and I just could not put the game down. I think uh, actual game tropes, I don't think they do anything too unusual. The combat's fantastic. The combat is
Yeah.
really, really good. But there's just something about the story's quite in depth. You want to find out more. You want to do more. And from when you go from the slums to break into the Shinra factory and everything, it's absolutely brilliant. Very well done. Very well made for a remake, and just got me wanting to play more and can't wait to start
That
Rebirth. It's brilliant.
that title music as well
Oh,
always
superb.
gets me.
Yeah, it's. I don't know why this. It's very rare nowadays that I get a game that really clicks that well with me, and this
Mm.
really, really did. And I was talking to Mrs. RGT last night, and because she's been watching the story as I've been playing as well. And there was a bit where I fell off, and I didn't even realise she was watching. She was like, "Oh no, Cloud!" And I was like, "Oh, hold on." She's like, "Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
just fell off." She was really torn in as well with the story. And she was saying, "You're really enjoying this game," and I said, "Yeah, I think this is a top 10 all time great games for me. It's
I
definitely
think that was
snuck in the top 10. It's superb, absolutely brilliant."
the sequel. Sorry, one second. The 16 just seemed to be lacking so many of the things that
Oh,
the
mate.
remake of 7 had.
Such
Yeah,
a try do.
but the thing was,
Mm.
I enjoyed 16 for what it was, but it's not a Final Fantasy game.
The summon boss battles are excellent.
Yeah,
Apart from that, there's something about it. I couldn't get into the characters.
Just the
7 just
in-between
seems to
sections, though, mate. They're not worth it.
no. Um, going from as well 15, which I really enjoyed,
Oh, same
like
to RGT about that off
cruising
there.
around with the bros, and
So good, mate.
yeah.
Go in the Chocobo
I,
Ranch. Do you know what that game needed? It just needed more places to go to.
I think also I feel like
Seb-
RPGs like that just live and die on their characters a little bit.
Yeah, and it had a banging set of characters.
Which is why I think Expedition 33 is keeping me held, because the characters are interesting. The actual story in general is a very, very cool idea. I've not really played or experienced anything like that. It's an unusual story, or basis for a story.
But yeah, definitely, if anyone out there hasn't played Final Fantasy VII the remake, definitely give it a go, because it is superb. And like Tom was saying, the characters, every character's got is completely different, and you want to learn about them, from Barrett to Tifa to, it's very, very well made game, very in depth, and absolutely brilliant. Once you master that combat, it is very, very rewarding, the combat, when you get in the swing of it. It's great. Some of the best combat I've used in a game, I think. So yeah, but that's pretty much me, George. So
it's your top 10. It's in your top 10 games of all time now. Is there another Final Fantasy game that's in there? I'm curious, because like I historically speaking, I only played the pixel-based Final Fantasy games, and then the two games that I have tried that are more in the 3D base was Final Fantasy, was it 14 is the Backstreet Boys one, the boy band one that you were just talking about? 15, yeah. I was just like, I played that, did not like that one at all. And then I thought and I was like 16, 16 I didn't like either. I was just like, this feels like it's, I felt like this was like Forspoken with a bigger budget.
I wouldn't disagree with you. They launched at the same time, and I to be honest with you, I felt completely mugged off. I was ready for a new Final Fantasy, and that, I know it's got some fans. Our own Harvey Retro, I think, thoroughly enjoyed it, but I just bounced off of it. It didn't give me any of the characters that I was looking for, that I'd historically really bonded with. It just felt dry.
What it felt like to me, Final Fantasy 16 felt like, when Square were going through this, knocking out all these JRPGs, weren't they? And they were doing these cheaper budget ones like Valkyrie Elysium and games like that. It felt like one of those games. It felt like a half budget, JRPG that you could just play through. It didn't feel like it deserved the Final Fantasy tag put onto it.
I'm wondering. Here's my thing. I'm wondering, what is the Final Fantasy tag in today's ecosystem at that point? Because I'm like, I'm struggling to see 10 out of 10 for Final Fantasy is what I'm seeing. It's like, historically speaking, and like, I've always heard Final Fantasy VII GOAT conversation. I've heard that. I haven't played a Final Fantasy VII game yet, not the old ones nor like this other one, but like these other remakes yet. So I've been tentative because I didn't like any of the 3D ones so far. But like, when I hear GOAT conversation of like Final Fantasy Remake and then Final Fantasy Rebirth, just for a heel moment here, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen those. Like, I feels like modern games have been curb stomping them as far as like in the game of the year conversations and stuff.
I think you're right. I think like 15 was a good try that has got good acclaim. I think 16 reviewed critically well. I think it maybe just missed the mark with its core audience or its traditional audience. I don't quite know why that was. It was a turn away for the mainline franchise from like the JRPG style, which 15 had already kind of started. But the story felt wrong. It felt very. It was. And when I say it was a dry old do, it really was. Like, none of the characters showed any emotion or any hints of comedy. It was super dry.
I feel like it's lost a lot of its emotion, or like it doesn't know what it is.
I agree.
That's very true. Yeah, very true.
Identity.
That's It's like it has this weird mix of like Devil May Cry, Ninja Gaiden combat, but then it's also trying to incorporate. Yet 7 remake combat is really good, But
Mm.
15 just felt like, I'm like, what am I playing here? Am I playing like an action game, or am I playing an RPG? And it just didn't really hit any of those well.
Mm. Mm.
It was just like a melting pot of very strange
Thing is,
decisions.
if you started playing these games back in the day and you'd been through the whole game series and you're a big FF fan, well,
Yeah.
potentially 15, but definitely 16 was the point in time where you like kind of got off. You were an older gamer. You were like, well, I can't do all this fangled flipping backwards and
Mm.
upside down hack slash
Yeah.
business. So, they've kind of alienated the core, and it's fair enough. Maybe they think it's advanced. Maybe they were trying to seduce a new audience, tell that same story, but in a different way.
Mm.
It kind of works, but it's way more involved, and in a way that kind of alienates some gamers who just wanted to mince through it as a dice rolling scenario, like
I
myself.
know. I know at school it was like you were either sort of Final Fantasy VII or Ocarina of Time. Obviously, they were the like rivalries of the big
Mm.
adventure games. Or Ocarina is not technically an RPG, but those type fantasy type games
Mm.
on the two consoles. And I think that's why I never played Seven originally. I've never played it in its original form on the PlayStation.
We were too busy
But
back mountain in Ocarina of Time.
I also
we
think
were, yeah,
with 16, there's not that discovering the characters. The characters
yeah,
almost give up who they are straight away.
yeah,
Whereas in
yeah,
Final
yeah,
Fantasy VII, you've got 5, 6, maybe 7, maybe even 8 characters if you're into it that much, where
yeah.
you're learning and you're discovering these
Mm,
characters as you go through, and you find out little snippets and more of them. So by the time you get the game, you've gone through the journey learning about these characters. That wasn't in 16. That's like, well, you're him, and there's him,
mhm,
and away you go, and that's it. And there wasn't
yeah,
just sort of walking through a linear path with some decent combat. You realise how far they missed that game. Like I say, I thought the game was okay, but just not a Final Fantasy game for me. It was just like a
yeah.
square budget JRPG sort of hack and slash version, I suppose. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake is superb, and I think if they carried on with the Final Fantasy franchise, making them like that, I don't think they'll have too much of a problem, because I think you'll pull more people in from with the story and the character discovery as well.
Probably can't afford it. They're blowing way more
So,
on that Final Fantasy VII dribble. Seb, I'm going to cut
so
across you and ask you what you've been playing. 'Cause
okay,
I'm
cool.
done about talking about a 400-year-old game at this point.
Hey, we all know what you've been playing.
I was about to say, I was like, Remake and Outlaws are kind of dick and neck, aren't they? Like, as far as like
Spoilers.
But anyways, I think it's kind of interesting what I've been playing, because I've been going back, and since we have this like break before like new games start to come out, it feels like it's backlog season right now, and that's kind of like been a little bit of a journey for me. Excuse me. Been a little bit of a journey for me, really, because like I've been mowing down game after game this year, and like some of those games kind of really resonated with me. Others, it was kind of like being, I played through a lot of them and they kind of come and gone. But like I've looking at my backlog, this was like my first opportunity in a while to say like, what do I feel like playing that I can kind of get like the most joy out of, and sort of like also kind of look at and say, what didn't I give a fair shake? So I went back, played Hollow Knight, played the original Hollow Knight, absolutely got curb stomped. Like absolutely got curb stomped real quick, and it became abundant. I'm not ready for this. I'm still not ready for this, even after Silksong, which I didn't make it through Silksong. The lava level that you mentioned earlier, OG, was just like, that's a dream.
I
That's a
love
pipe
how
dream
he's
for me.
now his face turn has brought
That's a
him
pipe
back
dream.
with a whole new character as OG. I just
Mm.
what world have I woken up in where I get absolute, this is proper WrestleMania business, where I absolutely get hot stepped on the way in, get an absolute turn slapped on me, and he gets a whole new reinvention, able to leave all of his toxicity behind and crawl into this new, welcoming OG character.
He
I'm just out of it. I'm
he's the
just
modern
out of it
Roman
for a little
Reigns,
while,
man.
you guys.
He's the OG. He's OG at this point.
I wake up in a world where bloody Tom is OG, the smoothest dude in the room. He's come in with all his gear on.
I,
Give me a
I,
break.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tom.
Was this
OG Tom.
organised off air or what?
I gave him the nickname. I apologize. I should have asked first. Is that OG fine with you?
That's perfect.
No,
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay,
From
all right.
now on,
All
that
right.
OG is sick.
Because I was like, we got two Toms. I got to differentiate between them.
That's
So I'm
so.
like,
Yeah.
so I'm like, okay, OG. So OG managed to do something that I haven't done. He beat Hollow Knight Silksong, and I got curb stomped. I'm gonna be honest with you. It legitimately put me out to pasture like a couple of times, and I was just like, I'm not gamer enough for this, and my reflexes are obviously not quick enough. My patience has thinned out. So I tried Hollow Knight again. Didn't quite break through with that. I really played through all of Expedition 33 and I booted it up again and I was just like I at least want to make it to the beach again just to see that high again, like the highs of that game. And I did that for a little bit and I was just like, man, I better quit or else I'm gonna replay this whole game. It's such an amazing experience. So I made it through Hades recently, Hades 2. I made it through the Bollocks pit and absolutely adored that. I've felt like I got to a point to where I'm like, I have no challengers now. But what bring me something new,
I
bring me a new challenger.
I'm interested to hear a bit about. Is it Ball XP? I've heard
Mm.
that
Oh
game mentioned,
yeah.
and
Brilliant,
it
brilliant
just piqued my
Oh
interest.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
If you
Oh
like
yeah.
What a
Hades,
rush.
if you like
Mm.
Hades, then yeah, this
Okay.
is a great,
Yeah.
great game. It's different to Hades, but it's got that similar sort of roguelike progression, but
Um.
very, very addictive.
Okay.
It does Bollocks Pit does like this the genius thing about roguelikes nowadays to where it feels like an arcade game that could have been made like 20 years ago, but like
Hmm.
gamifies it in a way that still feels like a modern experience. So
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
really cool.
yeah, like Hades, I would say, did any of y'all play Absolum this year?
No,
No.
I was trying to convince George to get that so we could play through it, and then he heard the words roguelite, and then
Oh my goodness, this man. How'd you get the taste in the family? Because this man's over here playing these 2-year-old games.
I'm like him with a loving watching this tag team join up live at this pay-per-view to just absolutely tear house
creepy.
through me on episode 300. I didn't sign up for
George, man,
this.
embrace the rogue. Embrace the rogue. So
Ah.
Absolum, I played through as well. Absolutely phenomenal game, especially if you
Yeah,
like beat 'em ups like Streets of
I'm
Rage.
yeah, really keen to try that. I think I'll pick
Yeah.
that up on Switch.
So yeah, it's like Streets of Rage meets Hades in a way that is like absolutely
Ooh.
amazing, beautiful art style, also fantastic, fantastic soundtrack as well. Um yeah, and then I played a game called Demon School recently. Demon School is like a small indie game that kind of fuses Persona with and the anime Yu Yu Hakusho with also like the old school retro
Whoa, whoa,
looks.
whoa, whoa! What formats is this on?
Oh, I've been playing it on PC. I think it's on everything though. I want to say this is also on that what's that crazy console y'all play that's kind of like has the power of a toaster. It's more in line with PC than most people think, but it also you pick up and play, but it's also catering to small kids. But for some reason,
PSP,
man, men over the age of 40 have
Game
this
Boy.
nostalgia for all
Steam
these
Deck.
old. No, no, no. It's like it's the game where like they know there's a drift in the
It's a
controller
Swatch.
that consoles.
The Swatch.
That
Swatch.
they know there's like a drift in the controllers,
Nintendo
but they still
Swatch.
push them out.
Is
The
it that?
Swatch,
The
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Nintendo
yeah,
Swatch.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
Oh,
like,
cred edition. No
yeah, for
cred
sure.
edition.
For sure, for sure. And then they got you again. They made you pay extra for the same for like the premium upgrade of that. I was just like, man, they fleeced it out here. They are doing
They've got to get those greenbacks in. They're poor.
they are absolutely poor.
All for
Absolutely poor.
Miyamoto-san.
Y'all
He must
donate to
have
that
his
charity like it's crazy. They put out another Mario game with the oh my god, he can actually spray water now. $60. I'm like, what?
Oh,
What?
he's off now. You've done it now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
he's fired up and gone.
For sure. But anyways, I think the game is also for that. I beat Dispatch, the game I was telling George to play,
Yeah,
and
that's queued up in my list. I just can't keep up with all these games.
You've been playing the same three for 5 years.
I'm trying to research for Flashy B. That means that there's
I'm
going to be a lot of weird stuff in there.
I'm almost like Kylo Ren in the new Star Wars movies where he's like, "Let the past die." I'm like, just let it
Honestly, mate,
die.
the OG Tom Seb team up has, to be fair, new show coming.
Yeah,
Naughty
we're
and
out.
nice, almost like a crime detective agency of like this Brit guy. And he's, I don't know, what role are you going to play in this
I
TV
feel
show?
See a
like we would be
Makepeace.
causing like an invasion of flashback, and we'll be like busting down the door and like taking a chair to the head.
Pulling up outside in a tank.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
played through Demon School, which is like a turn-based, almost like anime meets like Persona type of spin. It's very tactical. If you like Final Fantasy Tactics and
Does
also
it
like
play in that out?
Persona,
Does it play in the isometric tactics style, or does it play in
yeah,
like the?
more so like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure. It's like
nice.
retro Persona in that sense. But you also have like companion links and all that kind of stuff that also is very prevalent in the Persona series, but you're also hunting demons now, which is why I kind of make it more akin to like a anime like Yu Yu Hakusho or Bleach to
Companion
where
links with
like
your team members or with some form
yeah,
of like
which
spectral
are team
ability.
members more so. But
Okay.
and each one of y'all have like different kind of powers. It's a compelling, smaller experience, but it's like one of those things to where I think it punches high for its, I would say like $20 or low like price tag. So I'm like, full
Mm.
disclosure, they gave like they sent a code out for that game, but like I think it punches well above its weight, and I think in a year where indies absolutely curb stomped AAA games this year, it was another indie that was just kind of
Yeah.
got buried under the sea of good indies. Terminator 2D, I played through that. Beat that. I'm so glad it was a small experience. It felt like it got in, did what it had to do, and got the hell up out of there. But like, I think it's a phenomenal game for what it is. It is very much a arcadey, small, bite-sized package that kind of delivers on what it sets out to do, but doesn't necessarily blow you away. But if you're in the mood for that type of game, go ahead. Deck Tamer is the one I want to put people on game about. Deck Tamer is like if you
Wait,
wanted.
what's
Oh,
this
what's up?
game? What's this game called?
Deck Tamer.
Hmm.
So like the that console that's superior to the Switch, like the Steam Deck, is Deck,
I'm
and
glad.
then Tamer. And then Tamer like the lion tamer, like Chris Jericho used to do back in the day.
What are you taming in this? What are you actually taming in this game? Is it
Okay, so
what is
listen.
this?
So I almost want to say I'm gonna get like sued for even talking about this game because Nintendo's that petty, but like it is a deck builder meets a monster catcher in a turn-based roguelike
Oh,
presentation.
that makes more sense than what I thought it was.
Ye-
I'll be
So
honest
you
with
were
you.
so
Ready?
like you face off against like enemy cards and different enemies, and when you beat those enemies, you can add them to your party. And
Mm.
you can decide whether you want to kill an enemy in front of you or tame it, and it sort of has like this old school like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh kind of like presentation, but in a really cool modernized package. The roguelike elements are absolutely spectacular. I think it does the thing like I said earlier of like really taking like an arcadey experience and basically gamifying it in a modern day package. It's so fun. It's so quick. It's one of those pick up and play games to where like if you did miss like old school Pokemon or like if you were a Yu-Gi-Oh fan growing up, you're gonna get all those kind of vibes from this, but with I would say a deeper story to where like you don't just get the surface story of like what Pokemon always gives us, which is kind of like I would say AI junk at this point, and that's kind of being generous. But like if you liked, it sort of feels like it came out after like Dungeons and Gamblers Degenerate came out, and it sort of took the lessons of that and also the lessons of like a lot of different others type of roguelike games like Slay
What
the
we're playing
Spire.
Deck Tamer on set.
I'm playing this on Steam, but like I know Deck Tamer. I had a friend who basically has been playing this on Switch, I believe, and they had good things to say about it. But it plays absolutely phenomenal. I think right now
Ninty
on
let
PC.
that come out on Switch.
What's up?
Ninty let that come out? They don't even
I
check. I tell you what,
I don't they don't check
based on
that.
their store, they check nothing, mate.
No,
Honestly, the most egregious shit I've ever seen in my life has been exhibited on that store. Oh my God, I thought it was bad before, then they curated it. Now it's got even worse. Where has it all come
no.
from? Oh my
It
God.
is the worst store out of all the four. But anyways, yeah,
At
I
least it
think
works on
those are.
Switch 2. The
I
store on
haven't
Switch
played on
1,
Switch. Oh
oh
yeah,
mate, it was like shutting your penis in a door over and over again. It's awful.
yeah. I think I'd rather glue my tongue shut than buy the Switch 2 at this point. So I'm like, I don't, I haven't tried out the store if I'm being honest. But no, all seriousness, George, what have you been playing? Spice it up. Let's tell the people, tell the millions.
Well, they're your fans nowadays, gentlemen. I'm just here to open and close the show. But what I have been playing in my antique shop, listen, I'm not going to bore you with too much of the niff naff and trivia. I've been deep down the rabbit hole to make sure I'm very cognizant for the Flashy B episodes. So I've been some highlights if you want. Um, Command and Conquer on the PS1. Took a revisit down there. Absolutely banging game still. Started for a little bit of a joke and they couldn't put the son bitch down. Got a little bit too carried away with that, I'll be honest with you. I just played the Eagle Disc. I didn't play the Nod section. And, Command and Conquer sat winking me on. Hey, up, Command and Conquer Red Alert. Hello there, fella.
But
Um,
funnily enough, when I last came round to yours and we're going through a few PS1 games, and well, I think we've been playing SmackDown or something. Then I was like, "Can I play Command and?" Out of all the games we tried,
was
that
it? I
one
think we
still
put Red
has.
Alert on when you popped round, didn't we?
Yeah, it was one of the two, and the gameplay still holds up very well.
Really cool. It took me a little bit of time. I guess we're going to end up doing a little bit of a deep dive on this in one over. Here we go. It took me a little bit of time to remember about the loading unloading of troops. It's not very clear on the mission briefings. It is a game of its time. So, you get all that flashy CGI talk about what we're going to do. And then I'm like, oh, crikey, what do I need to do? So I press start and click on mission briefing. And it's pretty much the exact opposite of what those absolute dip weasels have been talking about in the CGI section. It's like, no, what? Mission briefing, just set up a base. Oh, right, okay, click, done, mission complete. Like, what the hell? We're gonna go full rage America war, yeah, boom. Set up base, click. Okay, that's cool. I wanted to go full rage. A little bit later on, you do get to do that. There was one level quite early on where it was quite an easy win, but I got knocked back early, so I went and just built troop upon troop upon troop upon troop upon troop upon troop, and just turned up like, all right. So he decimated the dudes. So yeah, that was a probably a glaring example of my character, to be fair. But moving on, there's been all sorts of PS2 stuff going on. I don't know why, Tom, but Getaway's a piece of cake. I absolutely breeze walked through the whole goddamn thing and actually found myself really enjoying it. Now, I have had a confession that I actually have had to strip and had successful cleaning operations on the potentiometers on the PS2, so that's opened up the library all again for me, and I've just been living like a little piggy in that. Touching everything. Rogue Galaxy's been a highlight recently, been really
Mhm.
enjoying that. But more modern stuff I've been enjoying. Death Stranding 2 has made me very happy. Me and Tom talked off air. Did that game need to be made? I don't think so, but whatever. It's given me some joy. I like the universe. I love the universe. More of that, probably no bad thing. I'm still halfway through a replay through of the director's cut of one. So I'm all over the place. I don't know who I am anymore. I'm probably addicted to Monster Energy. Or may I say, Silver Hook electrical contact cleaner, made in Britain. Get it anywhere you want. Poundland, major sponsor of the show now, big time. Get it there for all your retro console needs. I drink it, so don't just fit. No, I don't. No,
Disclaimer: he doesn't.
I don't drink it. I don't use it in any illegal, strange way. I clean electronics with it. Okay, it's got a bit of running joke. It's got a bit dangerous now. I'm not abusing it. Um, Where were we? So Death Stranding, we'll park that. I'll probably talk about that more another day, because this is a celebration. One thing I did want to talk about, and this is perfect. And you're going to be like, George, of all the games, mate, you could have deep dived in this moment. You're going to pick this? Like, are you insane? I'll tell you what I'm going to pick. U-Boat. Now, this is a game I've been sniffing around and watching at distance on YouTube. You've seen these PC gamers, these Steam Deck players, whatever, these higher level sort of DNA evolved human beings, second level AI co-pilot guys, the kind of guys that play on PC, those sort of characters. And I'd watch them do these playthroughs, like, whoa, I'd love a bit of this. Maybe I get a Steam Deck, maybe I don't. You don't need it for one game. Anyway, I was sat lounging around in my lounge pants, probably a little bit too undressed, really, sort of sprawled out over the back end of the Christmas period. Maybe, and I see this game U-Boat. I think, well, can't be that one on PC. It's going to be some sort of weird battleship simulator or, mobile battleships game. Boom. It's U-Boat. It's the full, paid up, full on sim nerd version, and I'm talking. Well, let's get there. Right. So this game, it's good. Everyone else that's listening just turned off. They want more Final Fantasy. They want some Claire Expedition 33, but it's my freaking party, and I'll cry if I want to. So this game's, it's all in German, right? The spoken word, it's all in German. U-boat training. Thank God it's got a massive tutorial section, because I screwed up on one of the missions and left it in reverse, and then kind of came out one of the sub menus and found it sort of stuck out the middle of the beach. Oh
no! Left it in reverse.
Yeah. So I'll just punt it reverse back a little bit. Let me check in this sub menu. What's going on? What's going on? And then all of a sudden it'd ridden all the way up the beach and then stuck itself up out like an erect penis right on the beach. It was a little bit embarrassing, to be honest with you. And the recovery from that, which I don't want to say on air, like getting it back on the ground, and then I didn't want to quit because I'd already spent multiple hours getting back, was then to sort of somehow rock the ship by submerging it and merging it, submerging it and merging it, and turning the full power and reverse and full power and reverse, and this thing finally sort of ebbed off the beach. That was an unglorious moment for your highly celebrated U-boat captain as myself. But getting out, you kind of, it's got some sort of managerial sections in that I quite like. I didn't know this game was going to be my perfect foil, because you have to make sure you've got enough food on board. Food means kind of discipline for your sailors. So if you've got garbage food, they're not going to be that interested. Much like a real U-boat, obviously, these things were driven on top of the sea a lot of the time, because the diving sort of exposure that they had in terms of the freshness of the oxygen, the duration of the batteries, which they use when they're submerged, because they can't use the diesel engine because they kill everybody. And it would also suck in water, and that doesn't work very well. So a lot of the time, you're kind of mowing along the top, and then in moments of high tension, you would then dive. And this game, it's got it all in, right? When you dive, you have to turn on the ventilator. You've got to make sure everything's working perfectly. This game, there is a fast forward section, right? There's a fast forward section where you can put it in like 400 times speed, so you don't have to do an 8-hour crossing in the English Channel. But that's for pussies, as far as I'm concerned. You do an 8-hour crossing in the English Channel up in your conning tower with your binoculars out, mowing left to right, looking for any spot on the horizon. Let's dive, boys. Turn on the sonar. Ooh, yeah, let's see what we got. Yeah, okay, target identified. Right, go back down, come back up, deck gun. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's an amazing game. It's a little bit nerdy for some. I would say it's a little bit hardcore for others.
A little bit.
There's various when you wait a little bit.
I was waiting for it, because I was being polite, because I was like, RGT looks like his eyes were rolling in the back of his head. Tom looked like he was about to take a nap while you were describing it. I was thinking, I was like, did he play a game or listen to or watch some of BBC or something to that nature?
No, honestly. And it's got all the things. It's almost like they designed this game on purpose, because as you can zoom out and view the submarine in like a third person in all of its sort of Germanic glory as it's underneath or above the water, and the character models and everything going on is really good. But then you can zoom in and you kind of move through the water and then through the shroud of darkness into the submarine, and it's this perfect, almost DK white cut out of a German U-boat, and you move from section to section. Get ready, boys. It gets even freaking better than this, right? So you're managing all the different sections, almost like a little big workshop. You'll see, said, "Why this got me bad, mate? I tell you now." Like, oh, weird. I felt like renting in Train Spotting. I was just like, oh.
Oh dear. I knew this was coming when you messaged me the other day. Said I've got this game called U-Boat. Put it
Oh,
to sim. I was like, oh
I
no.
don't even want to talk about it. It gets better because if you click on any one of those people, even the sailors, not just the 5 officers that you command to command the sailors, you go into a first-person view and you can get round the sub inside through the hatches, grab the scope, go up on the top if you're above, and you go round. You got guys with little tapping ears listening to the engines. Everyone's doing things. You got people playing cards. You can join in and play the cards as well. You can like build a relationship with the crew if you want to, mano a mano. There's so much to it. Yeah. So that's probably why I haven't been playing any of that other sort of drivel, modern drivel, whatever it is that you guys have been talking about.
I
All the
feel,
cool kids games.
I feel like for context, and I'm sure most of the long-term listeners probably
It's
have
10 out of 10.
have understood this about you, but for anybody who doesn't know, obviously this being the 300th show, we obviously started conversations years ago about just talking about games and what we would do with them. And this is a man who, if he was the developer or the director, and I'm there like, yeah, we need to make it really story driven, linear games. People are boom, 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 progressing through the game. Great. Like your character starts out here. Oh no, the character needs to live a full life, 24 hours a day. 7 days a week, 365 days a year. He has to do that. The player has to do that. So in 20 years' time, when the game is completely outdated, he nearly finishes the game.
Perfect.
You like it real.
I
You
would
like it
prefer
real.
to see some more of these sort of like World War shooters or whatnot start with you doing like a mundane greengrocer's job in like East End London or something, or working on a dock, and then you go home to your missus and you build that connection and you got your kids and it's all that, and then you get your
I think
enlistment
character building,
papers.
that'd be interesting. Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, crikey, you go down and you do your basic training, which is then an evolution of the tutorial that you were doing as your sort of starting job as your greengrocer, plumber, candlestick maker, whatever it is. And then you get through to the main section, you do your basic. So you've learned movement and picking things up and whatever. Then you learn the gun control. And then they parachute you into Normandy somewhere. And it's like, oh, wow, this is great.
Well, also you
The
can,
stakes are high.
and also you could have potential characters that you meet in your local town or when you go to sign up or whatever. And they are present later in the game
You
potentially
bump
to
into them in
survive.
a trench, something random
Yeah.
and dirty. Like you walk into a room and he's there, like, oh, all right, is that you, Jimmy? Yeah, all right, pal, let's go. And then you're like, yeah, this is great. Little character beat, me and him have a little camp by the roadside, turn one of us helmets upside down and cook some soup and rabbit guts in it. Oh, that'd be absolutely great. That's the sort of game I want.
I think out of all things that I look forward to with GTA, they're the little things that they do as a company
Agreed.
to a level where you just see stuff and you're like, how on earth did they think to just put that in?
George, what I've
So,
learned about you over the years is that you have a peculiar taste in video games, and the studio that made U-Boat or the studio that published it is Playway SA, and I legitimately I rack my brain because a lot of the times I get some of these emails and sometimes I see like some of these games come across and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, I know there's an audience, but I don't know who it's for. And now I know. I'm like, I legitimately know because like the
Rob
studio that made this is
Van
like, yeah,
Dam.
because I'm like, I could see you playing Contraband, the other games they should like put out, Contraband Police, where you're just like searching through people's bags, just really role
Mm.
playing, getting knee deep into their crime simulator, where you're basically like trying to break into people specific houses and everything like that. I could see you doing Recycling Center to where you're basically getting in the nitty gritty and trying to like figure out how to best be a recycler or Gold Mine Simulator.
I've got that.
You know,
I've got that.
He's got that.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
Have fun for the
exactly.
sequel. If that's from that same publisher, right? Not the same developer, by the way.
Yeah,
It's
no,
the
no,
same
no. There's
publisher, yeah.
like tons of different
That
publishers. I mean
publisher
developers, but yeah.
they've obviously they're my publisher, aren't they? Get them on the phone, Seb. See what you can do. I'll put my name on a t-shirt if they want
All
it.
they need to do is now start farming, and you're just like they put out a subscription
I'm
plan
not
and you
surprised
sign
they
up.
don't do a half-baked farming simulator, to be fair, because there's a few of those kicking around. They probably do. With all that said and done, thank you for sort of persevering through my talk of a rather niche game. I do blame that on being brought up in the UK through the medium of the Atari and Amiga, so to speak, because they were the games that I was raised on, like F-19 Stealth Fighters, Silent Service, whatever it was, Strike Force, and F-19 Stealth Fighter. Those are the games that I don't know, maybe I can hear my dad in my head saying, "What are you playing that childish game for? Let's get Silent Strike on," or something like that. And like spend 8 hours just navigating the Atlantic Ocean, dropping sonar buoys. And I'm like, what's happening, Daddy? So yeah, maybe it's a yearning for that, but yeah, it's a proper game as far as I'm concerned. Gentlemen, I have thoroughly enjoyed what has to be one of the best what we've been playing in quite some time. Mostly by what you gentlemen brought to the table, but a little bit something that I might have
You
said. I
both.
don't even know.
Yeah,
You
U-boat
vote.
dragged it down a bit, but other than that, we done well. So
In your face. You didn't get anywhere near as animated about your game as I did. I put on a full-on Nazi uniform for this bad boy. That's why it can't go out on YouTube. Unbelievable.
George, I have a question for you, right?
Yes.
And this is
I'll
a very
take it
deep
off.
question.
I'll take it off.
Okay, so I know you've talked about U-boat and really getting lost in the sauce there. Have you? And I know you're also a big space guy. Have you thought about, with the recent news, getting into Starfield again?
I never got into it, but I'm
mm,
thinking that, listen, there's part of me that has a little bit of aspiration for Starfield, to be fair. And I kind of just sort of got what I didn't like about that is that there were other games that were nailing the space to planet transition. There were other games that were giving you the freedom to have that ability. And, when it transpired, it was loading screen to possibly loading screen. Admittedly, I enjoy that style of play in Outer Worlds as an example. It just felt like a bit of a barrier to entry to me because it just didn't feel right. Now, the universe making, all of that, I'm into it deep.
RGT, while he's talking about this, on
mhm,
your computers right there,
mhm.
look, type in this Star Wars Genesis.
Oh, mate, I know about Star Wars
And I'm
Genesis,
like,
the mod. Come on,
I was about to say
it
I
looks
tried
a
it
bit
out.
Star Wars Galaxies to me, as in it's a bit 2000. Old Robo Fett comes in, and yeah, it's a bit
You
little.
just played through Outlaws. The bar isn't high.
Oh, it's a
The bar
lot
isn't
of
high.
that mod
That's an
pack
Ubisoft
for that
game. The
absolute
bar isn't
drivel.
high. I was like,
Oh,
their
wow.
hair looks like straw. Their hair
You've
looks
come
like
in here
straw.
and you've served me up some meals, admittedly, and I was like, oh, I don't think I can eat that. And I bet I've gone, actually, do you know what? You were right. It was beautiful. But there ain't no way I'm even eating that.
That compared to the Ubisoft game, I'm like the one where the
It's not happening.
the
I'm not getting Starfield, then getting a mod for it. So I can play. That's going to get ripped down in seconds anyway. Disney aren't going to let that pass.
it's been up all week. It's going strong right now.
Wow. It's only because it's in such minute numbers on that game that no one noticed. Now that it's come out on here, be shut down tomorrow.
It had bigger numbers than Call of Duty. I was surprised. But no, I thought this would be like up your alley though, because now I'm like with those mods in place, a lot of those loading screens of like going from like space one thing to another taken away completely. Like it is very instantaneous. It's very
When
like,
they
oh,
when they roll that into the main code and make it work, I'm all in. For the rumored, if as it comes to other machines and whatnot, we'll see some more refinement. Yeah, I'm up for it.
because I was like, I think it like completely transforms. To me, I'm like, I feel like I joke on Outlaws, but I'm like, there are some things that game does well, and then there's some things I wish like it had of Starfield and vice versa. And I'm like, if I maybe like all three of those companies also worked with like the writing of the Outer Worlds, we can get like a really good space game
We
that is
could.
like third person. But
The one
laughed.
thing I'd say
Outdoors
about
was great.
Outlaws, I'm not here to defend it in any way, is this a
Yeah, for
Star
sure.
Wars game? It's just meant to be a little bit of pop and sizzle. If Outlaws had been more Starfieldy, where I'm kind of like doing a load of fetch quests and messing around, I'd have bounced off that immediately.
I mean,
Jedi
again,
Survivor or Outlaws?
Oh,
Jedi
mate.
Survivor instantly.
Yeah.
Outlaws. Fallen Order. If you'd put Outlaws versus Fallen Order, I'd have gone Fallen Order immediately, straight
Are
away,
you
no
are you
question.
okay? Are you okay?
I'm doing well. I'm loved.
Outlaws must be something special to put it above that.
Survivor,
Right.
Fallen Order, no. Survivor, yeah, big
Okay.
time.
Okay.
I can say that. It's okay.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. I mean,
I
hey,
booted up
no one's
Survivor
got an
again
opinion.
recently and thought to myself, and I genuinely, I think I grabbed it from
Okay.
the cloud and streamed it, and it picked up from where my save was from where I'd finished the game.
Yeah.
And as soon as it loaded into the air, I was like, "Oh, give me a cold shudder." I was like, "Oh God, I remember this." No, 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 no. Done, gone,
That
bin.
is amazing.
Outlaws. Yeah, I'll play again all the way through. Absolutely. It's a fun barrel. It's what Star Wars is meant to be. I was meant to take it too seriously. God's sake, I mean, look at the characters, look at the universe. It's a walking joke. It's freaking Star Wars, mate. People have got magic space wizards and that. Don't take it too seriously.
It's amazing.
And I'm a Star Wars fan. But
I guess based on that description, it's a perfect Ubisoft like matchup.
perfect.
I was like, based on that description
Yeah.
alone. But I was like, oh,
Let's cut into it. It's episode 300. Everyone's gathered round because they want a little bit of nostalgia. They want that clip show. They want to turn up for that episode they thought was the last episode of the series, and it was going to be groundbreaking. It was just a load of clips from the last episodes that they'd watched. They felt robbed. We hope we're not going to rob you here, but we're going to touch on your nostalgia gland. Not in that way, just a couple of shaking and poke, if I'm honest with you. RGT, you reached out, we reached out, globally reached out to the UCP universe, and we
We are.
asked them for some of their memories
Mm.
of the 300 shows that we have done, with a smattering of Flashy B on top of it. But we're here for the main show today. Proper big boy business. And I have no idea. Then and then here we are, RGT. I would like to turn to you in this moment, if I may. We're not going to go
Yes.
listeners. I'm
Mhm.
going to ask you to take a private moment to pull up a pew, unhook the face mask, ask PCSO Kemp to step back a little bit so you can shake free of your shackles. All the electronics are locked down, safe. Behind glass, you're there, Hannibal Lecter, shivering lip. I want you to talk to me. This sounds a bit like a Fat Zangief sale, doesn't it, really?
It does, yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, mate. Roll the dice, boys.
Yeah. He's Zangiefing tonight.
My plan for my fully operational battle station. Yeah, you'll see. You thought your heel turn had worked, boys. You haven't been Fat Zangief for a burning table that's been electrified. That's what you haven't been. Seb's been Fat Zangief through a table, to be fair. And I think he Zangief me through a table twice. Anyway, RGT, you've been
Yes.
a fan of the show.
Mhm.
You've been a participant in the show. You've been the assistant to the general producer of the show for a long time now. You're pulling all the strings. You're paying all the checks. You're making all the promises. But somewhere along the way, you had that virginal touch of the show. Actually, probably don't talk about that because it was probably me getting in your DMs and being a weirdo. But, you know.
Oh God, yeah. I listened just to stop you, but
Worked,
it didn't
it?
work. No,
Oh.
no, it didn't work. No.
Oh, okay. Well, you only listen to the ones you're on now, much like OG Tom. So you really
Oh,
have
God,
picked up his mantle.
Mm.
You don't know how hard.
I enjoyed an episode of Flashback earlier, and I was like, I really hope it gets to the bit where he talks about Ocarina of Time. But I then listened to it because I've been driving around today a lot, and hearing the Master System story was just wonderful. It really made me laugh. There's
Yeah,
some very
yeah, not my
good
proudest
stuff in
moment.
that.
No,
No,
it
it's
was
good.
your
It's good.
proudest
It's good
moment with
though.
your
It's
8
great.
bit.
It's great.
Yeah, be 8-bit.
So tell me, just give me some recollections, some nostalgia, maybe from those early days being on the other side of the fence and these characters we were maybe creating. Just let rip, chap.
Um, well, me, obviously, I started listening quite early on in the show. I can still remember when I first listened to the show. It's a bit like the old JFK moment. Everyone knows where they were.
Yeah.
And I'd actually only then recently, within the, I would imagine a lot that year previous, 6 months previous, got into podcasts. And I thought, oh, I'll get into gaming podcasts. I can listen to them at work. Um, Found a few, like Retro Asylum. I was listening to um, Sacred Symbols, ones like that. And then a little Georgie boy cropped up in my DMs. Um, would you like to come listen to our podcast? And that actually fell at the right time. So I was looking for more podcasts to listen to. So I was like, yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's up my street and, I'm into retro and we got talking and then started listening to the show. And I think what always set the show apart was the scene you set. And I remember I listened to the first show, I had a shower, I had it on in the bathroom, came out, and Mrs. Arj, she said, "What are you listening to?" I said, "Oh, it's this new show. It's two guys. I think they're in a nuclear bunker." Like, she said, "Really?" Yeah. And I was listening to all the stories and as it was coming out. And after a while, you have to give your head a wobble and think, obviously, they're just setting the scene here. But for a few episodes, you're thinking, I wonder how they got permission to record this in a bunker. I wonder how they and just went with the flow. Loved the humor, and then obviously we helped a listener out whose daughter was ill, and we all started chatting on Instagram. To which then um, one of the old Winchester boys said, "Well, I can set up a Discord server. But want me to just chat on there?" And that all went from there. And I just think the show's I think the show's got a great community. Definitely, I'm not just saying it as I'm a presenter now, but definitely the best community I've been involved in. I've been on plenty of other discords in the past of shows, and it was some of them mentioning no names. Some were quite, do you know what I mean? They had their clique, and if you weren't in that clique, they didn't. They were sort of the OGs of the show, and you didn't get involved. Whereas ours is brilliant. We all chat. I've made many new friends through the show. We've had meetups. I've had to learn how to be a podcast presenter, which was very daunting, but got there. And we've done
Smashed
live
it.
events, like OLL, and we've
Yeah.
been down to WASD in London, and we've been to uh,
Timeless
Timeless in Manchester, which is now in Liverpool,
format.
Format as well in Liverpool. So it's just been an amazing experience. I think we've got a great community. I've made really good friends from it, which to this day we meet up and meet up in Norwich or different places and go game shopping together and that. And I just think it's a good place. I mean, like I say, when I first started listening to the podcast, obviously you stalked me, but it
I
got me
did.
involved with the show. But I was
Do you
at
know what
a,
the logic was? He's got games. He might like games. He might like to. He
yeah,
might, perhaps, maybe might. I'll tell him.
yeah. That worked, but I was at the thing was I was at a stage where I was into my retro collecting, still am obviously, but I was into my games, but I didn't know anyone else. I have friends who game are casual gamers. They have a PlayStation, they'll play the odd game every now and then. I didn't have anyone to speak to games to. I used to buy Retro Gamer magazine and I used to listen to certain podcasts, but then being involved with other people like the UCP, it was brilliant because you just felt like you could chat, chat games, chat anything about it with like-minded people, and yeah, I think it's been absolutely brilliant. Great community, great being involved. Love it, and yeah, and here's to the next 300.
Bloody hell! You have to check me into old people's home, mate. I'm about done. Serve me up. Put an apple in my mouth. Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
wow.
Let's do some listener responses because we've got some. Oh my goodness, we've got some bangers here.
Yeah, we have.
Well, Stingray's turned up. He says it's all good, but I think Stingray's boot is the best part. Absolutely, Stingray. Can't argue with that. How, when, where, why, I don't know, but he miraculously appears whenever you want him to. To anyone listening now, you got to get quite deep, I'd imagine, maybe a couple of years back to, or hop across to Flashy B to get a
Mhm.
slice of the Ray, as he is now. As we've tried to conjure him back in his as much close to his original guise as we can, but I think we've already let that run away from us. It's probably already jumped the shark. What? Where did you come into? Here we go. Do you want to do one more RGT and then I'll probably turn to Sebastian to ask him what his memory of the show is. And
Yeah, we've got
hopefully it's not me stalking him.
probably. Um,
Please, I know it's not. Well, I don't know. I have stalked him, so
yeah, you stalked a lot of people
I
and got
have.
away with it. Fair play. You're good at it. Um, so we got firm returns. He dropped in. Did to say it wasn't a lot of notice from me, but I did leave it a bit late.
Hey, look, we got creative in the moment.
Exactly. His first thing that comes to mind are the early episodes when RGT was referred to as a gaming cannibal. That bit of lore was fantastic. Also, when I first started hearing about Ginge being George's stepson and wasn't sure whether it was true, obviously now I know it was. The Past the Longhorn series was hilarious as well.
Oh.
Thanks, thanks, Firm Returns, for that. It's brilliant. But there's some. But if this is the first time you're listening to this and you're hearing all this lore, just go back and download, and it won't sound quite so alien. But yeah, he's gone right back there to me being the cannibal. There's even his artwork done at the time.
Well, I'll tell you what, as there was artwork done by the time by the immortal Finchy. Hopefully, he's tuned in for episode 300. I hope everybody's tuned in that's took part in the show along its journey. You're always welcome, and we love all of you. And you know, keep staying in touch and doing all you do. So that was nice because I almost put on a Finchy shirt. I had a UCP Stingray Drive into the Sunset shirt I found, and I was like, do I wear this? That's probably a bit deep cut. So I've gone past it. Now that part of Rip Return, thank you very much for your comment and Gingism stepson, absolutely, as you know. Yeah. I mean, say
Steady.
we'll save
Mm,
it. We'll save it for the bit that you paid for.
yeah,
But and it's lovely to see. I sometimes wonder if some of the story and the lore is a bit. Are we doing the right thing? I don't know. Are people just tuning in because they want to hear about, I don't know, U-boat? Um, but to that end,
probably not.
one of the most outrageous turns. Now, this is a show that quite RGT is quite right. He seems to think, oh no, they're just setting the scene. No, we did live in a bunker. We did live in a 14th century roaming country estate with the maids, the butlers, the whole bag of tricks. I am the 16th Lord Ponsonbury, but seeing as Tom's returned from the death, basically, or I can't remember where the story had him. I think he was serving time in Rikers Island prison for his
Yeah,
Yeah.
association with the now deeply emerging Jeffrey Epstein. But we'll pass over that.
yeah, yeah. Don't listen to that lore. Just skip that one.
That was Tom. This character we've got today is OG. He's not
Yeah,
associated with any of that
no.
business.
Oh,
No, he's clean. Absolutely. But one of the we've recorded on Submarine. We've recorded in a courtroom, you and I, Tom, as we both took each other into the witness stand to obliterate each other's opinion on whether retro or modern gaming was good or bad. That was a hell of a ride, to be fair.
that was a great episode. To be fair, I was thinking about that just as we've been discussing the past, and
Back
yeah,
when we maybe a return to this. I just don't know if it's even the right scene, but let us know, because it's your show as much as ours. A full sound affected episode with doors creaking, crowds, order, the whole bag of tricks. It was a radio drama, series one,
Yeah,
more than it was a gaming show, I'll be honest. Is it ever been a gaming show? I broke the fourth wall a couple of times and no one's pulled me up on it yet. That's all I'm going to say. But the most outrageous place I think we ever recorded, and this actually came from the mind of the man I'm going to talk to next, Pastor Longhorn. Now, that was a place we went to where we decided we didn't decide, we'd got seduced by a crazy pastor from the deep south state of Texas. And El Paso, to be precise, without revealing too much about Pastor's former commune. So, still a bit shaky, CIA, FBI investigation, etc., etc. But that was semi your brainchild. It was a scene of the El Paso tapes as well, some experimental kind of out there episodes that kind of
I
came
think that
out.
came from a rant, didn't it? I
It
was
came
like,
from a rant that I fell absolutely in love with and thought, well, that's exactly where we're setting the show from now on in. And we had the full Kool-Aid moments, mate. It was an absolutely genius location to set a whole series in as well. We had a series in Farmerton, the OG origin of the show. We got all sort of on top of ourselves and moved to New York. And it was only right and proper that on our celebrity journey, we joined a cult, passed the Longhorn. What a character! What a most unbelievable people. New law-wise, unquestionable in terms of his untouchability. Um, but
he's
tell
still
me
out
about
there.
tell
Still
me
out there.
he is still out there. Destination unknown. The murderer of Stingray and the reincarnator of Stingray all in one go. Spoilers if you haven't listened to the season arc, but God knows. Well, of course you would. And yeah. Tell me about your journey with the show and your relationship with it, good sir. And thank you for joining us. And looking forward to getting a little bit of Seb on the regular, ladies and gentlemen.
It's nothing that impressive. Ladies and gentlemen, I also host a podcast called the Single Player Experience Podcast, and I was um really just trying to spread my wings and introduce myself to different members of the gaming community. And I was driving in the car, and I can't remember what I was eating at the time, but I was being fat. I know I was fatting out, but I was probably eating some fat, not a salad to be found. And I had just listened to an episode, I believe it was kind of funny, and they were talking about something or another. And, as YouTube or as like the recommendations in like in the Spotify and all that kind of does at that time, I believe it was either Spotify or another podcast hosting or another like a place where you can get all your favorite podcasts. And one of the UCP was a recommendation that came up, and I was just like, you know what? I listened to an episode, and I was just like, I like these guys.
You
These guys
survived
got
it.
some sauce
Wow.
there. These guys got some sauce here. They're just missing something, and I was just like, they don't talk enough about indie games, and this guy gets really into the weed about like some really obscure games that he likes to play, and I'm like, I like these guys. I like these. So I reached out to George, and I was just like, hey, I'm going to do something for you. I'm going to give you an episode with yours truly where I'm going to introduce you to 10 or 5 or 10 indie games that you need to play, recently that just recently came out from that year. And George liked the idea. He pitched it. He brought me on the show, and for some reason he fell in love with me, and he
I
wouldn't let
bloody
me
did.
leave.
You're the
He
real
wouldn't let
deal, dude.
he wouldn't let me leave. I was a captive. And I was like, all right, I guess this is it now. And ever since then, I've been rolling hard. Like it's a car that has been on the road for a long time, and I've enjoyed being in the back seat with duct tape around my arms and legs and I've just been having a good time ever since.
Beautiful, mate. It's an honor to have you here. Yeah, you give a dimension to the show that really just takes it to the next level, in my opinion.
Without doubt.
RGT, pick out another. Where are we?
Do you
Oh
want me to read
yeah.
another one?
Shall I do it? Do you want to do it? Who shall do it?
Don't mind. If you
I
want
I
to
tell
read.
you what. You do HG, and I will do my one-man army. How's that sound?
Yeah, well, HG's is short and sweet, but he's basically just said you can't go wrong with a bit of Stingray.
Stingray's getting all the props today. I don't know how I feel about this. Jealous rage. That's all I'll say. Up next, the aforementioned Carlos, the one-man George fan club. Thank you for messaging in, good sir. I don't think we'd be here without you, if I'm honest. But he says, I was looking for a new UK-based gaming podcast when I found the UCP. Although my main interest is retro, I was drawn in by all the crazy lore and UC George and UC Tom's humour. The story about George stalking Kojima or some other developer was a highlight. We had to double check that. It was, oh God, who was it? Shuya Yoshida that I
Shuei Yoshida, yeah.
forced myself upon, which I'll be honest.
Which I did witness, and yes, he did. I was unsure whether he was going to get tasered or
if you're going to
arrested.
meet a gaming god, you literally got to essay him basically. Getting to hear all the other hosts was great, and becoming a Discord member and show supporter, thanks to George calling me out on the show, has been great. Love sharing my collection with other members, and I hope the show goes on for another 300. Thanks to everybody. Heart emoji. Yeah, that's something I used to do, isn't it? Yeah. So, well,
Brilliant.
once again, seems to be a big love of the lore. We painted the foundations very deep, so now we just need to put the finials on top, as far as I'm concerned. If you've listened to all of it, and I say something like Deb's Babs, that'll pay off for you. If not, yeah, good luck with that. Probably best place to start would be Christmas at Farmerton, I guess. But you know,
Most
that's
of the casts get wiped out in that, though, don't they?
spoilers, dude.
Okay, yeah. Forgot
The
about that.
what I would say is the last 30 seconds of that episode is haunting.
It is.
RGT, have you got another memory for us? Oh, it's your beloved.
Yes.
Do you want me to put her in my mouth, or do you want to put her in yours?
No, you can. I know it's something
Oh,
you'd like
like
to
a
do. So
Saturday.
yeah,
Okay, no problems. All right. Well, Mrs.
yeah.
RGT got in touch. That's what goes on behind the scenes, guys. It's just the camaraderie and chemistry you guys have. It just works so well and keeps me entertained. She is actually talking about Saturdays.
Definitely, without a doubt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, it OG Tom. It's going to be a bit of a heartfelt one here, my good cousinly pal, or OG, as you are for WrestleMania 300, as we're at right now. So now we're locking up. We've done the look to the sides. We've got the fans who and are in for each one of us. I'm the heel that's, after all this time, needs to be taken down to Pound Town. And as if by magic, you've appeared on a zip line, just the man to do it. Centre stage, biggest audience you've ever wrestled in front of. Tell me about your thoughts about the show and your just any emotion that you might want to share, mate, really.
Um, Obviously, when you asked me to come on back on for this 300 show, it made me think a lot about kind of where we all started and how it began. In a back room, you drove over in your car with a bootload of hooky recording equipment, which I still see has served you well right now.
Mate,
It's
this show
lasted.
is firmly rooted in 2014 recording tech, and I do believe it's now part of the kind of ethos of the show. You can't be any better than this now.
It ain't the plane, Mav. It's the pilot.
It's the pilot.
So yeah, he turns up at the door. He's got some rather strange looking equipment, and he's like, we're doing the podcast. Okay, come in. So we set up. We'd worked on a little bit of a script, haven't we?
Mhm.
And
Well,
and gone.
that's done us real well because I still use it.
Yeah, yeah. I think the often with a lot of our favorite, whether it be shows, video games, music, a lot of cultural things tend to have that stability point. And I think for a lot of your listeners, that has been the core thing, is the stability of the show, the way it opens and closes. Um, Obviously the presenters have changed over the years, but you've always been the linchpin, I suppose, the Ray Stantz of the group, of
The U-boat
the
captain.
the U-boat captain, and just ever present and serving his time. And you just sold me on the idea of it when we first started, and I was like, okay, well, yeah, we can take our conversations that we've had about video games. We share a passion for that and always have done. And to me, that's been an important part of my life, but through ups and downs of just that, again, going back to that word stability of when I call you, no matter what's going on in my life, I know we can have a chat about video games, and it
You're
just I
damn right.
come off the phone and feel a little bit lighter about world, and I think that originally transferred well into the show, um, and then obviously the lore kind of took took directions we never thought it'd go, and people seem to enjoy it. We were making new characters every week.
Oh, we were like a factory, character factory, mate.
Every name had to rhyme. And then you were telling me how like we were uh, recruiting people into this Discord, and how you would. I think when you started, you originally wanted to just have at least one person reach out and go, "I really enjoy the show. It means a lot. It makes me feel better about myself, or gives me." At the end of the day, we're looking for our tribe to some extent of people who share a passion or a hobby. And I think you've helped all of you, Seb, RGT, Bobby, anybody else involved with the show, has really helped people find that and find a central point where they can all share that passion and love of probably one of the greatest art forms, and severely, I wouldn't say underrated, but underappreciated. It gets a bad rap sometimes because people are people and they just want to judge and label and so forth. But I love video games. I probably always will. And it's always been a passion. To me, it's one of the best forms of art going. You can be a wizard, you can be a warrior, you can be an astronaut, you can be a footballer, you can be anything
U-boat captain.
you want to be. U-boat, you can be a U-boat captain.
Gold miner.
And gold miner, cowboy. And it sucks you, farmer, sucks you in and just lets you experience things that potentially you might not get to experience. And the stories those stick with us. There's things we can all sit and discuss like in great detail about how those experiences made us feel, and what we gained from them, and yeah, just some phenomenal memories. And to get the opportunity to discuss that in person with one of my closest friends and family members was a real privilege. And at times, yeah, we're both knackered, probably didn't want to like really just give it our all, but we tried. And I'm so glad you persevered with it, because I think you've got a great group around you. And the guys just seem a perfect fit for the show. It's obviously engaging and interesting, and it has a little bit of something for everybody. Yeah, obviously Stingray, he came from for those who don't know, he was a video delivery man of probably questionable origins of the videotapes. And he used to go around and rent out videos around our local villages. And yeah, we decided he was going to be a character. And yeah,
he was like our
naturally,
Stig, wasn't he, really?
yeah,
Stig.
naturally I enjoy like I always enjoyed the creative part of it a lot, like doing the research for some of the retro console specials, and just really bringing those to life, going down the lift into the what was the vehicle we had?
No. A Maestro Turbo.
Maestro Turbo, to go back in time to revisit those launch periods and really
I
heavily
genuinely think they could go back, because we talked about season one before being a radio drama. They were, I mean, they're probably a little bit sixth form homework now for them to be more appreciated listener, but we tried, and they've got like the sound effects of the original launch advert for the game that kind of morphed into the time travel sound, and then the sound of us going down in the lift to get to this freaking car. And it was hours of work. Then we'd get in there and we'd be then living in that universe while we talked about that retro console. That was some good stuff. I mean, I kick myself now because once you've done the history of a console, I think we learnt that a bit later on when we started splitting up the history of Capcom. And I still think you owe me the Return of the Jedi, the Capcom trilogy. But I'll let you off. I'll let you off.
Yeah,
Um,
I think obviously you start out and you have these ideas of, right, okay, this month or this week we're going to do this, and then quickly we were rattling through like um, a very young industry to some regard when you compare it to obviously film and music, but still one of great relevance. I think some of those are really informative and very interesting, mixed in with a bit of humour. Um, but yeah, going, I think, in at the deep end, didn't we? We just threw everything at the wall and had a look at what sticked. And certain things work, certain things don't. But I'm just really glad you carried
More
on with it.
characters, George. No, less characters, Tom. More
Yeah,
characters, George. And then
the the
I end up creating more characters than you.
the book of the law, that is probably as thick as a bungalow right now. But yeah,
Digital
it's
Monker is meant to be going through and writing it all down and cataloguing it up. He doesn't know that he's meant to be doing this, but he is.
it
Yeah.
sounds like
Good luck with that, DM.
yeah, that sounds like a challenge to say the least.
An enjoyable pursuit of a gentleman.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I'm going to take a listener comment, if I may. I'm going to throw
Okay.
my beautiful red-headed stepson Ginge into the fore, and he says, "I just love being part of this great community." Such a lovely little man, isn't he? He's not little, by the way. He's massive, and I don't mean
Ripped.
fat. This guy is ripped. He flexes a bicep, and all of a sudden, you've had 12 inches of snow in Glasgow. It's the sort of effect he has on the universe. The show always makes me laugh. I love you, son. And here's to many, many years with all involved. Smiling with shades, cool man emoji.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do you want me to read another one as well? Should I read DMs?
yeah, let me pull up a few.
It's a biggie.
I know, it's like bloody hell. Let me just
Yeah.
change my chair around.
I'll clear my throat. Right, this is from Digital Monkery, the other one of the Winchester boys who looks after the Discord.
God damn!
Yeah. He says, I was a young boy of 34. I had a small game collection and a tiny Instagram account that I used to share my games and my painted consoles and controllers on. Then one day, 328 weeks ago, I had a comment on a photo saying,
Oh, God.
"Oh, stalker U-boat captain's back. If you add the hashtag at hashtag Stingray's boot, we can shout you out your pickups and your page next episode." I ignored this. My post kept getting the same comment, and I decided to give it a go because of the persistence slash grooming.
I'm embarrassed.
Having never listened to a podcast before. I was on a course for work, but had to park 40 minutes away, so had a few weeks off listening to UC George and Bobby recording a show from New York. I lurked in the background for nearly a year before summoning the confidence to join the Discord, and it's been one of the best things I've ever done. I've encountered many like-minded people I wouldn't have come across otherwise. I've met some of them, travelled all over the country to go to expos, which is something I'd never have considered before. I've even got to meet the nicest gent in gaming, RGT. You're too kind.
Too true.
Yeah.
You are the face stroke. You're the heel to us, but you're the face to the community.
The community has helped me through some of the toughest times in life I've ever experienced. They're all wonderful. I've made some genuinely great friends. And Boba, though being pestered on Instagram, I love coming up with the challenges for people to join in with and love getting to be a part of it. I've rambled on far too long for now, so I'll sign off. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, DM. It's very kind.
Thank you to
words.
DM and
It's things like that makes it worthwhile to me. There's two
thank
things
you to
I always
everyone
find.
who's messaged
Yeah.
in, if I'm honest with you.
I love seeing
actually, there's one more.
Oh, is there?
There is.
What, from Captain Scarlet?
Yeah.
Do you want me to read
do this? I'll
you
do
can
this.
do that. I was just going to say, sorry, with DM, with what he said, There's two things I love about it. That is when you see people, when you're just looking through Discord and you're seeing all these people that have made friends because of the show, and they meet up and they're now good friends. That makes it all worthwhile to me. And the other thing is when you do a show, I'm never the most confident of people, and I push myself to do this. And I've loved every minute of it. I really enjoy doing it. It's given me a new challenge and something to do. And when occasionally you'll get a message from someone saying, that show was brilliant last week, really enjoyed that. And it just makes you feel so good that someone out there is listening and enjoy it. It doesn't matter if it's one person or 1,000 people, but you just get that comment where you just say, I really enjoyed that show. And you think you're doing something decent in the world and you're doing something that people enjoy, and it makes it all worthwhile. But yeah, thank you, DM, and thanks for all you do, as always.
Yes, thank you. Discord would be tumbleweeds if it wasn't for the Winchester boys and
Exactly.
DM's challenge accepted. So let's wood off our cap to those fine gentlemen. Another character here, Captain Scarlet. He's not running from the Mysterons. He's running into our arms. Overall, the show has been a comfort for me, taking my mind off really, we can say it now, shit things. As for a specific example, listening to the quiz episode springs to mind as I think it was my first. I remember it making me smile and it got my mind thinking of the answers to the questions. Focus in my brain is what I desperately needed. Since then, I've joined this Discord and it's enhanced my gaming enjoyment and made me want to win every challenge accepted and made me miss my old PS5 way too much. I believe in the show and want it to thrive as much as possible. I've been working on things behind the scenes, trying to do my bit. That has also given me some much needed focus and drive in dark times. So thank you, UCP and Discord heart emoji. I missed out the laughing with tears emoji. Captain Scarlet, thank you. And you and I have spoken off air, and I'm glad that we can be of comfort to you. But one of the most exciting things there is that he has been working behind the scenes on something for us RGT, has he not?
Yes, he certainly has. He's put a lot of work into something which we've had chugging away in the background for probably 18 months now, but trying to get
Actually,
it launched.
RGT, I initially paid the first check for that 300 episodes ago. Yes.
And it's gone through various guises, and we haven't launched it because just not being happy with it, not having the knowledge, not having the people around. And then Captain jumps up and just says, "This is what I do. I'm doing a course in this. Can I be of any assistance?" And it was like he'd been sent down from heaven himself. There's the codes. There's the codes, fella. Get type and see what you come back with. I reckon he done more in 3 days on this project than I'd done in 18 months, and at a very high standard. Come back, how's this? How's that? I've added this animation. I've added these graphics. I've done this. I've done that. And I'm like, wow, you are an absolute legend. I love you to bits. He's brilliant. And, well, do you want to say what it is? I mean, I've probably given the game away now, but we haven't mentioned it before.
I want you to say what it is. And then I want you also to unveil, because I think we've got for the subs, which we're going to get to, they've got something coming up soon to celebrate this very episode, or have I got this wrong and dropped us all in and I shouldn't have said it?
No, we have...
Because I don't actually have any idea what's going on.
We first of all, what I'll say is for the subs is we have had some very special artwork done, some great artwork, which involves the subs themselves as well, so they'll be able to see their name on this artwork. I have got 3 samples coming of what I'm going to do, but everyone who is a sub is going to get a little present of this artwork. What I think I probably know what it's going to be, but I'll hang fire at the moment in case it doesn't happen. But you will get an extra little present just to say thanks for being a sub, and thanks for being involved on the 300th episode. So keep an eye on Discord, because that will start coming to a fray soon. And next up, our project is the Unofficial Controller podcast website, which is
bonus website.
Yes, which is 99.9% done. Captain's done an absolutely fantastic job of this, from our bios to history of the show to the different pages, and yeah, it's good. it's still a work. It's launching a very high standard, but there is things we're going to be adding. There'll be things taken off. It'll be a work in progress. By all
We've got
means,
all of Seb's the background puppet master. We've got all of Seb's ideas to implement. Some of those were bangers. We think we've
yes,
got some extra content that we're going to start stitching into the Unglorious in a real live look at the car crash behind the scenes of what I actually do play. So
mm.
yeah, I quite like the idea of that. That'd be quite fun.
Yeah, we'll be implementing more things. If we'll be putting links on, so you'll be able to click on the latest show, and that will take you straight to Spotify or wherever to do that. We'll link up Seb's show on there, single player. You can jump on, listen to Seb's fantastic show.
Ooh,
There'll be the YouTube bits. There'll be different pages.
happy with that.
We'll
Good.
be having game reviews up and bits and pieces. So as it evolves, we'll probably I'm looking at getting a guest review in every now and then as well. So maybe OG Tom can jump on and do us a review if he's got a new game or so and so, whatever. We'll be putting different bits on there.
Slip on some slippers and grab a pipe as me, OG, take you on a journey through Silksong.
Yeah.
I'm a very mediocre gamer, truth be told. Like, I have to really persevere with games like that. When Seb was talking earlier, and I'm sorry to change topic quickly here, RGT.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I was like, I genuinely have to try so hard at those, like, repeating boss battle after boss battle. Like, come on, just this one time, come on. I usually find when I wake up in the morning as well, like, I'll hit it now. Just quick half an hour in the morning. I usually find that is peak.
Yeah,
Reflex
have a break
time.
and come back.
Yeah, honestly, it's
I
one of the
always
best
said to you,
gaming tips I
have a
ever
brew.
picked up.
Go have a brew.
Yeah, just get out of that cycle and go. No, I'll come back to that, and you come back at it, and just something clicks, and you're like, it is a great feeling.
Mate, this is
You be
self-indulgence.
Silksong, you a gamer, man. You're a gamer. It's like that.
Don't tell him
That's
that.
a tough one. That's a tough one.
Let me tell you the emotional journey I go on with a boss sometimes. Like, for some reason, when I first get to a boss, I don't call it blind luck, beginner's luck, or whatever. I don't even know what it is, and I'm sure other people have this experience. You end up sort of getting almost halfway into his like hit bar. You're like, oh wow, yeah, well, and I got killed. Right, well, now I know what I need to do.
Yeah,
You get back into it, and he just crushes you like a bug.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Lucas crushing Jurassic World. It's like
I'll
like a little
crush you
bug.
like a bug.
Yeah, just smash. And it's like, well, what did I do so wrong? It was the bravado.
Yeah.
Was it the stop in the moment that kind of brought me out of it? I don't know. But then, no matter what you do, you can't even get him down more than 2 pixels. Like, what has happened to me?
There
And
is
then-
there is few better things in gaming life when you just get in that zen moment and everything just flows and you just absolutely demolish whatever challenge is in front of you. And then the next day you turn into Mr. Bean and you're just like, what's going on? Come on.
Mr. Bean. Wow. Where were we? Because I think we've gone all over the
sounds
place.
absolutely tremendous and you should be
Yeah.
very proud. But
It's been a lot of work.
Will it have your hidden gems on it?
There is a page for those, yes, as well.
Wow.
I'll jump in before you start taking the Mickey, saying that you haven't had one for 6 months. I know that's part of my New Year game resolution. I will be having one every month. I will.
What
make
do you
sure
reckon to
there's
this
one every
new kind of like cowboy? This is basically a U-boat captain with his hand on the periscope type look.
month.
Just sort of role playing it for when I get on the game later.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm surprised you're not in uniform, but it's
Yeah,
probably
well, I
best
am.
you are.
In the lore of the show, I am.
like a cream roll neck sweater with a blue
Yeah.
like overcoat and a hat.
Yeah,
Do you
He
think I
looks
do
it.
not own these items of clothing?
I pretty much guarantee you do.
I guarantee. Yeah, and you
yeah.
will be sitting in them.
Yeah,
But so there will be that section on there. There's various different sections. Just again, thanks to Captain for bringing this all together with his very hard work and
Thank you to Captain. but-
his expertise to bringing that together in a very short space of
And
time.
also-
And basically gone bang, bang, bang. All right, guys, it's ready. You're like, whoa, hold on, and then you start looking at it, thinking, I could never have made anything like this for the show. I couldn't have done it. It's fantastic, and it's going to be a great another little hub for the gamers to go to and check out. And
Before we do any more, I'd like to just. Can I just have a little moment?
Mhm.
I want to have a little moment. I just want to
You
say
can.
guys, ladies, thank you. Episode 300. I never thought we'd get here, to be honest with you. You kind of heard Tom's thoughts on what I thought the show would be initially, and if one person messaged me, we've had numerous people message saying that we've helped in some way, and I'll be honest, it lifts me. And we've had a rip roaring time doing the show, but there's been so many names along the way that have touched the show, been involved in the show. I said a few earlier. We've got Finchy, we've got Daddy Zilla, and obviously you guys can punch in with the names as and when you see fit. But we've got Finster, Roast Space Monk. We've got all those names of the OG,
Sensei
Inglorious,
Rios.
S.A. Rios, mate.
Like
I-
the wrestler?
Absolutely forgot
Right,
about S.A. Rios.
Sensei Rios.
He still
Sensei.
listens. Sensei Rios still listens.
Excellent.
So
Yeah.
he was. I remember what the lore is of Sensei Rios. That was a deep cut. And I just, want to say to everybody that's helped us in any way along the way, we're very grateful to every single one of you. You've listened, you've helped, you've supported each other, you've supported me along the way, you've supported us all, and we're super grateful. And we'll keep punching this stuff out until you say stop. Simple as that. Except we keep finding more people, so I don't know when this will ever stop.
I think what it is as well is, we do 2 shows now, 2 shows a week. It is a lot of work. It's fun work, but it is a lot of work to get all together, to record, to write the shows. And I love doing it, but it's that community is the reason why we keep doing it. When all these people that have helped us along the way, the people that are all chatting away in Discord, when you see that, that's what gives me at least the inspiration just to keep going, because these people love it and they love listening to it, and it makes it so worthwhile doing it that you don't mind all that extra time and work that you put into doing it. So yes, thanks to everyone, whether you're just a silent in the background listener or someone who's involved or someone who's helped. Brilliant. Love you all. Absolutely fantastic.
Few thousand hours of content, I'd imagine, over how many years we've been going? 6, 7?
In the 7th year now, I think.
Oh my God. Okay, moving on. Let's. That's perseverance or ignorance. Call it what you like. I think we've got to the section of the show where we need to thank our individual listeners for their wonderful, wonderful support, and we do that through the medium of reading their names out. Right. Now, are we episode 300 a straight dry run through, or are we something else? What would you? What
I think we do a straight run through as a
and climax on a Zangief.
Climax on a Zangief. Yeah.
Okay, so roll the dice. We've never put this many people in the Zangief machine before. I'm a little nervous to see what comes of this, but let's go. So I'm going to start off by saying thank you to the immortal Captain Scarlet. Thank you for what you've done. And thank you for listening.
I'll go second, and I'll say thank you to the awesome Retro Ed. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And,
that art attack video is freaking awesome, Retro Ed. That's
brilliant.
When I said to you, do I owe you for that video? Tell me, because I don't know. It's actually give me 20 quid. But yeah, that video is absolutely banging and right up our street, and a great help for us with Flashy B. So we're very, very grateful.
Yes, superb.
If you ever want to do anything like that to us again, like literally make me ridiculous, stitch my words back so I say that I love RGT's like schlong or something like that, I'm up for it. Although I just made that very easy for you, so find the words in other episodes.
Yeah.
Who's next? Seb, who's on your list?
Carlos.
The one man George fan club. I actually think we've glared in the setup here where Tom has managed to escape this by not having the list. So I'm going to
forward it to him.
Save it. Image saved. Go to.
You send me it over.
I'm doing it. I'm working on it. I'm working here. I'm working
the tech
here.
savvy George.
Yeah.
While George is working on that, I have a question for you, RGT.
Yep.
Did you see the new PlayStation controllers that just were announced?
Ooh,
The gradients. The gradients.
Yeah, Yeah, the gradients ones. There's like gradient green, gradient blue, and
I
gradient
would
red.
love one of those for my Pro Seb, except they decided to only make it for the Slim. So if you're an OG early adopter, if you've decided to hawk even more of your hard-earned wages at the corporate shield that is Sony, you may find yourself a little bit unfortunately sat with the same white base plates, leaving me feeling a little bit sore.
You can
I
still have
might.
the controller. You just won't have the matching plate with it, but you can still have
Yeah,
the controller.
I wonder if they might do a new front visor to match it for the PSVR 2. You can live in hope,
This
can't you?
this is going to because
You
I
have an
did.
accessory for the VR2.
This is going to sound quite bad because I've slightly customized my PS5, so I've got the cosmic plates, and
Mhm.
it sits on a light, and I've also got a light up PlayStation symbol which I fitted as well. I know it's terrible. I'm a 47-year-old man. I don't need to be customizing my console, but anyway, I have.
I would have said if
No,
I
But
met your
it's
daughter,
great.
I'd want living proof that your hymen had been broken.
uh, there we go. Clip that one, Retrohead. But the thing is, it sits in a light stand, right? And I have to cycle through to get the red. So then it's a red PlayStation symbol, cosmic red plates. And I need to
Mhm.
cycle through to get the red on the bottom because it always defaults to blue. So I might get the
Oh,
blue plates, so then I haven't got to get up and turn the light over to.
oh, that's so cool. I have matte black on
Right,
mine.
someone get this guy a freaking
Yeah.
out job.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah. So they are episode 300 confessions. There you go. So yeah, I might get the blue ones.
Thing is, to be fair, I rip you, but it's the sort of weird shit I would do. So,
Yeah.
and mate, I'm dressed as a U-boat captain hosting a podcast. So what leg have I got to stand on? It was the death of Prince Harry's career.
Yeah.
It'll be the death of mine. Where did we get to on this list?
What? I
Um.
believe OG is your turn.
Yeah. No, he's
Oh yeah, because he's playing
OG with
roulette
firm
today, isn't
returns.
he?
I
Mm.
think.
Okay, so we finished. We had Carlos,
Yeah.
I believe. Next up, we've got firm returns. Thank you. Got
Uh,
Trestles, New York.
Tom's got him.
Oh yeah, roasting it. Go,
Oh,
let's go.
Yeah.
No, slow down. Who's next? Seb,
That's
is
that's
it
you next.
Oh, is it? So I've got
Yeah,
the
it's back
safe
to the
No,
start.
space.
it goes back to you, George,
Yeah.
and then George, RGT, Seb, and then OG.
OG. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So, oh, do I say Race Space Monk? Is that it? Is that what I need to do?
Reboot.
What have I done?
Rewind.
All right,
Trestles.
you're on.
Dress was New York. Yeah.
Oh,
So I'll do
I
Road
thought it
Space
said
Monk.
Trestles.
Thank you very much.
Oh, this is
And I
spinning
got
sideways.
bada, pink star.
Prego.
Next up, we've got Tingle Tuner.
You've evolved as a human being. Do you know that?
Who we got next, RGT?
I think it's George next.
Is it? Oh, so let
Mm.
me pull on my Stetson, as I say. Nice to see you there, DM Winchester. Where's your brother? I don't know. I think that's all I got for you today.
Then we have a Bald Border. Thank you as always.
It's-
Boom.
The other part of the Winchester boys.
Going, Brad.
Ginge. Thank you, Ginge, for your support.
I love you, son. Which means I get to caress the beautiful, yet extremely dark and malevolent, but in a good way. He'll protect his friends, but he'll crucify his enemies. It's Harvey Retro.
Then we have the wonderful Emma Sharp. Thank you, Emma.
Tom?
Nowhere,
Any questions?
Say what?
nowhere near.
Any questions for
Berlin.
Emma?
Hi. James Bond's gone out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, smooth as sandpaper.
She's not on the apps, by the way, just to confirm. I know
Okay.
you've been waiting,
Okay.
I think,
Yeah.
56
Damn.
episodes to get that confirmed. Yeah, no longer on the apps. So.
Never was. No, never there. No.
Well, it was never on the apps.
No,
Okay.
no, just
Okay.
just a little UCP fantasy
They're
there. I
they're the
think.
they're the most challenging video game you'll ever face. Um, yeah.
What's happened? Who's next? Is it me? No, it can't be. You get him sharp.
Um,
Seb's nowhere near Berlin.
yeah.
I already did. Nowhere near Berlin.
Okay, which means Tom, you get.
I've seen. She is the most wonderful, giving, caring mumsy.
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Serene, we got a moment for you. I get the RGT fan club, still in legal wranglings with them to break up and individually sub, like my man Carlos, but whatever.
Mm,
Um,
well,
I'd like to
I-
see the whole village of Farmerton wearing one T, seeing as we're getting all super generous. It doesn't work in their benefit then, does it? Got
well,
timeshare on a half-assed t-shirt.
yeah, they have a week each, as long as you wash it and pass it on.
Say half-assed, it's not half-assed at all. That's actually disrespectful.
Mm.
Um, to
Um,
myself.
so next I've got Pete Brocklehurst. Thank you very much, Pete.
What did he kick this week?
He was doing keepy uppies with breeze blocks. So
Just a normal Sunday afternoon for
yeah,
him,
he didn't want to
really.
go too
That's
hard
light.
into
That's
it.
light
Yeah,
for him.
yeah,
Okay.
it's like yeah.
Seb, who you got?
Billy Marmite.
Oh, now we
Mm.
rolled the
It's OG.
dice at the
OG,
start of the
man.
show, and what you don't know, Tom, is although everyone we're contractually obliged to read everybody's name out. Fat Zangief pays extra. He doesn't, but he asked, and so he said, yeah. And he he requests that his name is read out in a similar way to a, a, a sexual climax. Really, I don't know why I'm keeping it PG when I don't need to, but I'm kind of keeping it PG here to be semi-respectful. So when I said, and we've all took a role in this barrel, this isn't just a wind up, a setup. You can go listen to last week's episode, the week before that, the week before that, the week before that. This has been going on a long time. And we just took the guise now of me or RGT or Seb giving the direction to the incumbent speaker of the Fat Zangief or the screamer of the Fat Zangief, a little bit of direction, set the scene, set the stage. So this Fat Zangief, OG, is what I'm looking for you here. I know your method, so you just lock yourself down in the zone and think about this. This Fat Zangief is one that is. You've had some. This is the character, right? You've had. Uh, you're a busy guy. You're kind of working a job. It's in London. It's big stocks and shares. It's up in the morning, early doors, 5. No, you're getting up at 4 to do your gym, your lemon fresh press, do your
I
face
got
mask
this.
peel. Wait.
I got this.
Wait. You've gone to work. You've done the high power thing. You've gone full on at it. You've come. You're feeling like the guy out of Wolf on Wall Street. To be honest, except things start to go a little bit wrong at night time. You've ended up in a nightclub. You're absolutely 2 sheets to win. No, actually, you're 10 sheets to win. You can barely stand. And in that sort of small window of time, it's got to 2 o'clock. It's a Wednesday. You shouldn't really be this wasted, but you are. And someone's
Are you
made.
giving direction right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Someone's
lost.
It
So-
goes very in depth.
someone's giving you looks from the side of the bar. She's not your normal caliber of character, but you're too gone to care. You end up back at her place. It's I'll be honest with you, it's very unkempt. You probably walked over 2 or 3 cat litter trays just to get to the door. You're in anyway. You're there, and you're in the moment. Now, this moment comes at simultaneous sobering of what you realise what you're Zangiefing with. And obviously you've seen the storyboard. It's not great. So you signal to me, I'll say action, and you just give us a Fat Zangief that kind of matches that. And action.
Hey, Babushka, you want to wrestle with Fat Zangief?
Write that man a check right now. Write him a check.
I,
This man's got a career.
he obviously got lost halfway through the direction as well. That's so fine. He paid for it. He got it. He got. I mean, that was incredible. Wow. Fat Zangief probably going to sue us.
How
Not
about this
one,
then? How about
not one,
this?
not one single scream. He'll be wanting his £3 back. Okay. Well,
George, can you give a fat kiss Zangief for us?
You want me to Zangief?
Yeah, hit him with a Zangief.
Oh, I'll give you Zangief of what that Zangief as a director, obviously, what I was looking
Okay,
for
yeah,
from
got
my
it.
from Serene.
Okay,
Um,
okay. I was going more smooth and sensual.
I don't know what
I
part
like
of
the
that
smooth.
was smooth and sensual because I think it was a little bit more like a fat Zangief. But I'm just bit playing at it on this end of the camera, capturing your magic, and you give me
Okay.
babushka. I'll make it work. Editing, editing. Insert your own thing. Done. CGI Tom's mouth. It'll be cheaper. Get me the crayons, George. Get me the crayons. I think that brings us to an end of what can only be described as
I want to
possibly
hear it. I want to hear it. I want to know what this is, what you were expecting.
what I just did.
Where he mumbled and then said, "Zangief."
It
Like
was the
that.
kind of fat
Okay.
Zangief, you're having a pleasurable moment, but then the sort of booze wore off and you were like, Zangief, oh, God, that's, yeah. Mine was
I
a
li-
bit too on the nose comedy styling, but obviously I was looking to you to, give me a Stephen Graham type interpretation of this proceedings.
Oh, okay.
I
With a bit
sort
of
of like a Val Venus
post-nut
style
clarity.
Zangief myself.
Yeah, yeah, bit of post Graham clarity, if I'm honest with
Yeah.
you. There's someone listening right now who's just sat up and gone, Stephen Graham, George. That's very self-indulgent of you.
No,
Yes.
that's more great. That's more Graham from accounts.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, you nailed it. You've looked in that mug 6 times. It's empty and it's not filling up. So let's get
I
you
know.
let's get you out of here, pal. As I ask you, actually, before we do that, just want to thank everyone. It's a bit of a self-indulgent episode, I admit, but you can't celebrate your own history without celebrating your own history. And I mean, we basically got around in a circle jerk, but it was great. Tom, OG, what you hoping to play?
Uh, Progress a bit further in Expedition 33 and see where the story goes. I'm
Now you're
excited to do
playing
that
that, I
For those who come after.
for those who come after.
now you're playing that, I want
Yes.
that, and now I'm
He
willing to
does.
burn
He's
the
hungry
U-boat.
for it. Sink the U-boat. It's gone to the bottom of the trench.
You
It's
don't
gone.
know, you weren't there, but I am currently on the PS app with it hovering on the buy now option. So just so
Do
you know.
it. Do it.
Do you have
Do
Game
it.
Pass?
I've seemingly got it on a game trial.
I was just like, it's on there. You can at least try it out.
I've got to go
Try it out for-
upstairs.
I was
Hey,
like, try it out for 2 hours and then
You're looking at a
then
man that's so
see if you like
lazy he
it.
refuses to go upstairs.
I had this thing, and it reminded me of it earlier when RGT was saying about the Final Fantasy demo.
Mhm.
I feel if I play a demo, it almost ruins the experience sometimes. But I also understand the necessity to, if you're on the fence about one of them, a particular game, you're like, I want to try it as a demo, but I very rarely, when it's a game, I pretty much 90% I'm going to get that. I never try it because I'm just like, I don't want it to
Let's face it,
ruin that launch day experience of that
Tom,
game.
it would be like getting a Master System for Christmas and then opening up a week before and completing the game, right? Exactly like that.
He's got history. He's got history.
He's got form. He
Yeah.
nibbled
He's
on
got
that.
form.
He had bite
Yeah.
marks in that Master System when it went back in.
So yeah, I'll be playing some more of that. Probably, I'm very tempted to try Ball Pit now after the conversation earlier.
It's very
Um,
good. Very good.
It's so good. It is. I would say though, don't try it out because you're playing Expedition 33, and I kind of want you
Yeah.
to see that through.
Okay, focus on that. I'll be
Unless you need to
enjoying-
pick up and play a game,
I do like to have a bit of both. Having
Yeah.
a big story game and then just like pick up and play if I've got 20 minutes half an hour just to have a blast on that. And I found Hades 2 really good for that because the runs are designed to be 20 minutes, half an hour max. So that was enjoyable. And yeah, I might do some of the end game content with that. Try try out some of the different builds. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the year ahead in gaming. I don't know if you guys are going to be touching on that in the next few weeks, but I think there's some 2026 is looking like a big year for the
I want to do
industry
that episode
again.
bad. I'm
Yeah.
also, I also know who I'm messing with here. George ain't gonna touch a 2026 game very much, very, very much. I'm like, he
He will
might
in
touch one
5 years.
PlayStation.
In 5 years' time, maybe. Be
Yeah.
back to
Yeah.
2026.
That's exactly how this is going to go.
It
Well, we
is.
could get we can OG Tom, stick around a while. In fact, what you're thinking? You walked in, the door locked, you can't leave. You got out once, it's not happening again.
A quick question to you then before I sign off, because that's what I've been playing. Very quick fire to all three of you. What game are you most looking forward to in 2026? Quick question, quick answer, just to get a general feel.
Seb?
Oh, am I going first?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go first, man.
Ooh, okay. Mainstream or deep cut?
Oof. Anything. You go with anything you feel
Okay, gotcha,
you
gotcha.
need. Yeah.
If I'm being honest, based on quality and based on if I think this game is actually going to land this year and what is actually going to be put out as far as like the studio's track record, I'm gonna say Wolverine.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah, good choice.
Tasty.
I'm excited to see that.
RGT, what you
Okay,
got?
RGT, yeah.
Yeah, I was obviously it's GTA 6, but I think that's being delayed again as of recording this. Could be pushed to 2027.
November right now of 2026.
I'd heard some news today as of recording that it might be pushed back to 27. So, but I think the game that's really got me interested is James Bond. I'm quite intrigued
Nice.
by that. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see on that. But I was sort of hoping for the third part.
You got
of
to do
Final
something
Fantasy
with Bond
VII,
in
but
that game, mate, because he looks like the OG Peter Parker Spider-Man.
yeah, he does. Yes, he does. Yeah, yeah.
It's an
It's not.
absolute disgrace.
I need to use Tom's face. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. They
Mm.
want that. They want suave. They want debonair. They got the voice. They got the whole package, according to Seb. I mean, I wouldn't want to go into his man cave post this episode. It'd be like a montage, like Alan Partridge, like a montage. Tom on a wall. Seb's like, "Who's Alan Partridge? Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
What am I looking forward
Okay,
to? Yeah, Getaway 2. No, I'm joking. GTA 6. Probably. if that comes out, if not, I
Yeah, what's your
honestly, I don't
backup?
really know. Oh,
Is it going to be Fable, Halo, Gears,
it's
Yeah, you got some big
probably-
hitters on the Xbox.
Forza? Oh yeah, is it going to be
it-
Mario goes to the bank?
Are you ready? This is for you. This is Seb. This is for you because this is
You
a sort
vote
of
too?
cross. No. This is a sort of cross-genre shizzle you're into, baby. I'm going to pick up MLB 26 on the Switch 2.
Silence.
It's wild, but I respect it. That's wild. I respect it. You just double down on the.
Oh yeah, because I'll
Be
have to
who
get it
you
on.
are.
I'll have to get it on PS5. But never has Cloud Play ever looked so enticing to me. Because instead of like taking your PS5 journey on the go on the Switch and looking like you're playing it on quote unquote Tom's CFAX, looks like bamboozle. It's now going to look like half decent, like you're playing it on PS4 in your pocket. So yeah, I can see some camping holidays where I'm sat on the freshly cut grass with that out. The game on the Switch
If
2.
GTA didn't come out this year, if the reports today are correct and it gets delayed out of this year, what do you think is going to be the best game of this year?
Oh, that's a good question.
I reckon there'll be a
Right.
panic. Everyone trying to release their game this year. I expect.
I think that.
yeah.
I think that's going to be, well, I think that's kind of forcing Sony to reevaluate their whole release schedule. Obviously, you picked out Wolverine. Either that's got to come early or it's going to have to go late, depending on what goes on with GTA. If it
I
gets
don't think they
pushed,
care. I don't think they care either way.
I think it would be a shame all that studio to drop a game out that maybe didn't get the eyes on it deserved. I've seen games get crushed in,
I think Horizon did, didn't it? Yeah,
Horizon
yeah.
Zero
Hmm.
Dawn versus Zelda, and
That's
and the
different though.
sequel versus whatever it was that was big in that moment. It's
That
similar
is
though.
different. But yeah, that's different. I would say like, okay, I think like PlayStation is going to be probably the most well aware because this is the game that's probably going to push the most units for that particular
Mm.
console. So I would probably say like they can easily, let's just say it doesn't get delayed and GTA's November still. I would probably say Wolverine can come out in October and be perfectly fine.
I
Yeah.
would like to see that because that would wrap up the year for me in a real nice way.
Yeah, I
Mm.
think like Saros is probably coming out in like what March or February, and I'm like, they got a pretty good year for
Yeah.
that's all they need really.
To be fair, you touched on Fable. If that actually genuinely came out this year, me and OG Tom were big fans of that game.
Mm.
The original on the original Xbox. You chicken chaser. You have any potions or food? And then obviously Fable 2 was absolutely, to me,
If
I
as
think
long as
that's
they
in my
don't
top
cancel it,
10.
say again.
Yeah.
as long as they don't cancel it, because there's another hefty wave of layoffs coming to Xbox.
I just
I
think
think
after
that's
all this
safe though, because that's
time, it would be
playground.
such a big shame. Yeah, that
It would
needs
be,
to
yeah.
come. Yeah, that
I
needs to
think
come. I'd be very
I think
intrigued
that's
to see
safe.
that. I
Mm.
want to
I
see
want
that
it to
stick
come. I
the
want to
landing.
play that, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did. Um,
I think that's the safest Xbox game studio right now because that's
mm,
Playground Games. That's the same
mm,
studio that pumps out their
Mm.
Forzas.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
they're the golden goose of Xbox right now.
Mm, yeah.
Like even more than Master Chief.
Forza Horizon Japan looks very nice. I
Yeah,
think
Mm,
I was
that's
just
going to
like
be
they
a big fan.
they're gonna put out Forza Horizon this year, and I'm like, as long as that game does anywhere near good numbers, which it's gonna kill this year,
Yeah.
they're safe.
Well, it'll be
They're absolutely
multi-format as
safe.
well, so that's going to absolutely crush.
mm.
Mm. Agreed. I think
New
that
new setting, multi-franchise. Like, would that even crop its head up on the Switch too? Maybe.
you never know.
That's got some
Mm.
legs in it. That might be the
Mm.
first time we see like one of their titles go multi-franchise and literally set the world on fire.
Mm.
Be interesting
This
to see.
the studio I think it needs to be scarce 343, the Halo studio, the
Hmm.
one that's now Halo Studios. I'm like,
Yeah.
that needs to be shaking in its boots at this point because I'm
Yeah.
like, y'all put out some duds of Halo games. Plus, like, if layoffs do come, this Halo,
Rumored to be 22,000.
yeah, for sure, it's going to be substantial. I think
Yeah.
Good
that
God.
Yeah, they're
I
literally closing 2/3 of their
I think
studios. So
and I hate to say this, I think Undead Labs have taken way too long for their game. Now that's the same one that made
Is a State of
um
Decay.
it's the Stay Decay studio, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hate it for them, but I do not see that studio making it through this.
mm.
Yeah, a lot of the Platinum Coalition team, yeah, that's going to be rough for them. What was your game, George, by the way, if it wasn't GTA?
See, I couldn't decide. I was half cut between Wolverine and then out of morbid curiosity, if nothing else, as a significant fan of the previous games, although I didn't like 3 nor the Kinect version.
Is it
Um,
Lego Batman?
no, mate, it's Lego City Undercover on the Wii U. No,
Oh,
it's
okay, gotcha.
Great game.
it's Fable.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I
Mm.
just the bits that we've seen with May Adioli or whatever it is being the giant and some other bits and bobs.
Mm.
Like there's some real unique bits in there and actually a twist on the Fable lore no one ever saw coming, or I didn't anyway. So I'm mildly intrigued. I like the franchise. Like I say, I just want to see it stick the landing. It needs
Mm.
to it needs to be okay when it comes as well. It
Mm.
does.
If this game hits like a lot of people who've gotten hands on with it thinks it's gonna hit, and GTA gets delayed, I think Crimson Desert is officially gonna be Game of the Year next year, or this coming
Yeah,
year
that
right
that
now.
looks good. OG Tom kind of had his eyes on that, to be fair, and
Yeah.
I don't know
That
if it's
that
my
and
cup of tea.
Phantom Blade, I think is it. Phantom Blade
Phantom Blade,
Zero.
yeah,
Um,
Zero. Mhm.
yeah, that looks good. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what some of the lesser known studios put out.
Tom, you're gonna have to
But
set the
as you said
range on the
before,
apps out a bit further to like Texas, so you and Seb can go on a date. Is 50,000 miles a good search radius on that app now, or is that
I
a bit?
guess, I guess it is.
Yeah.
I guess it is. It is. Yeah.
And based on what I've been hearing, some of these indies, aka the Triple I studios, are going to be banging next year. I'm talking about putting out some absolute 10 out of 10 masterpieces.
Well, straight out the gates then, let's coalesce. We'll do the Ponces next week, and then we'll do maybe a state of gaming in 2026 if you fancy it.
Mm,
We'll set our
yep.
doors out early doors, and see where we're at. Seb,
Yep.
on that note, what are you hoping to play for this gaming week?
Um, hit me up in a minute because I'm trying to remember what is on
Well,
my
give my love to
to-do
Biscuit.
list.
He looks
I
like
see
he's
Biscuit in the
scenting.
background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Biscuit's scenting your seat, which is yeah, nice work,
Yeah.
Biscuit. RGT, what are you hoping to play?
Um, well, as soon as we switch this off, I'm going to be installing Rebirth, Final Fantasy VII. I want to crack straight on with that. I did say Rebirth, George, Rebirth. But yeah, really looking forward to that. I'm a bit
Outrageous.
hooked in at the moment, so I'm gonna jump onto that.
I
So
told you to take a
um,
break.
I know, but some games you just want more of, and I want more.
Careful what you wish
And I'm
for,
a
Panya.
greedy
Are you gonna
boy.
burn yourself out?
Of course he is.
Probably.
Look at him. He's already broken.
Next week you just see me sitting on here crying with a cloud wig on.
I don't remember. I didn't hear the
Trailhead,
episodes
do
where
it dirty. Do it now.
I didn't hear the episodes where maybe y'all talked about Ghost of Yote. But did either one of y'all jump into that super hard?
Mate, no. I've
I
got it
haven't
sat,
yet. No.
puttered away in
No.
cellophane. It's just... I I'm doing two shows now, dude. I've got one foot in 1995. I've got my head in 2025. I don't know who I am anymore.
Yeah.
I
You plan to
think
get away?
Play the bloody
I
getaway. Give me some
What were you
thoughts and
saying, OG?
prayers for your host, G man, G Dog. If everyone else is reinventing themselves, I'm G Dog in
A G
2026.
dog.
Spare a
G-Note.
thought for your lonely G Dog out here, spreading himself that thin. He was even playing the Getaway 2 recently, just to see how it. You got to do your research.
You would
You've
have
got-
time for these games if you pick up the PS2 and Vita all the time, or the PS.
I'm a dangerous man, I'll be honest with you. Seb, have you had enough time to coalesce on what you're hoping to play?
Yeah, I was gonna ask OG because OG was gonna say something about Yote.
Oh, yes, OG.
Yeah, I'll quickly touch on that. I haven't picked it up. It's one game I thought that when a sequel got announced, I'd be all over it. And I just kept watching bits of it and I just was like, oh, yeah, I'm not that fussed. Which was strange because I really enjoyed the first one. And it's not
Dude, you went and bought a
um,
sword and hung up that menu from the Chinese restaurant in your bloody gamer room.
yeah.
You bought a
No,
katana for
Chinese
it?
Chinese calendar. Chinese calendar, get it
Oh,
right.
it's in a Chinese menu.
So yeah, I felt like it was open enough that that story actually would have led into a sequel really well. Because there was obviously a second invasion of the island, which they could have added a little bit of historical accuracy to and followed on what happened. Spoilers for a however many year old game. But obviously following on from the consequences of your actions as the player. I think it just had good potential to carry the story on, but again, they went with a
You
different
talking about Jin
direction.
Sakai?
Yeah, I think, and obviously his uncle and the consequences for him, and depending on the ending. Yeah, odd choice to do a big different sort of take. It looks very good, but I don't know. Just couldn't get sort of into the hype for it, which I
And
thought I would
y'all are
do.
the same way, RGT and George.
I probably feel similar. I mean, let's face it, within my backlog of things to get to, it's, a couple of games down from the top and keeps remaining so. So, look, much like OG Tom, I love the first one. I like the character. you know, a little bit, maybe I'm just your stereotypical testosterone fueled gamer. I just wanted to carry on from where I left off. Maybe I didn't want a new story. Maybe I didn't want this. Maybe I didn't want that. Maybe it's a story that was best left untold, hence why we got this one. I don't know. I'm looking forward to playing it. I'm very intrigued by it. I think it's going to be a great cinematic game for me and the wife to sit and play through and enjoy the story beats and kind
Mm.
of see it as like a big story season to play through. You know, the ebb and flow of a multiple hour video game story probably align more to the ebb and flow of a TV series than they ever do to a movie, right? Unless it's a wham bam Star Wars
Yeah, it's a
Outlaws.
good
Buy it now on
good
Switch 2,
point.
by the way, with all the DLC included. Probably a great game to take on the go, thanks to our sponsor at Ubisoft. Don't forget Assassin's Creed Shadows also coming out on the Switch 2. If there's a
Oh
place to
God.
play that game, it's certainly on the Switch 2, the most powerful handheld known to man that's reasonably popular. If you were thinking of getting a computer video game handheld over the coming year in 2026, you do so well as to steer yourself into the Switch 2. We can't get behind the Steam Deck in any way, not because we're endorsed. We're endorsed.
I'd have to leave the show if we're endorsed by Nintendo. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I
Except in
couldn't bring myself to
reality,
do
we're
it.
endorsed by electrical contact cleaner manufacturer called Silverhook, who where they're
Okay,
from,
Silverhook.
RGT, because they pay you the check, don't they? Well, they're based in London by the
All
sound of it.
85
So
pence of it, yeah.
yeah, don't spend it all at once, pal.
No, no, goes in
Uh,
petty
but
cash.
I asked because I haven't pulled the trigger yet on Yote either, but it's like right there for the taking, and for some reason I just like maybe I'll play this, maybe I'll play that, and you asked what am I thinking about playing, and for some reason I'm thinking about playing it, but I don't want to, and it's because I got so much garbage earlier in the year last year playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I wish I wouldn't have done that because like I feel like I've been there, done that in the worst way possible, and this feels like it would have been the more premium way to experience the exact
So
same
you
type of
you went
game.
early on a holiday to Japan, except you got the budget tour providers version, where it
Oh
was
yeah,
basically Tom wielding what looked like a katana, but it was actually just a piece of card wrapped in foil, and threatening you in his pajamas while holding a Chinese menu. When you could have gone on the full budget TUI holiday and had the
yeah.
full yeah, mate. Ouch. Was that game that bad though? And why did a man of your caliber and high taste even or seduce himself to the dark side by playing a Ubisoft game?
I play all the Ubisoft games. I don't talk shit to about games without actually playing them. So I played I absolutely adored Assassin's Creed Odyssey back in the day, and I really liked for what it's worth, it's not great to me, but I still liked Valhalla and I liked Origins where they were in Egypt. I liked all those. I like the open world RPGs, Assassin's Creed games more than I like the stealth driven art like Assassin's Creed RPGs. It's just who I am as a gamer. But so I was just like, okay, in that time that it came out, the big games I believe were Assassin's Creed and Monster Hunter Worlds. And I'm not a Monster Hunter guy by any means of the imagination. Like I need some narrative in there, and that usually didn't
Mm,
deliver.
yeah.
And yeah, Ubisoft, it's an easy thing to pick up a Ubisoft game because I'm like, a new Ubisoft game is $17. It's that cheap. It is stupidly cheap to try one of those out. So I tried it out, and I'm like, and I played a lot of it, and it's good enough that it scratches the itch of like I want an open world RPG that you can kind of like do the checklist thing that basically you do in a lot of those type of games, like the Horizons and Ghost of Yotei, Tsushima, and Assassin's Creed. But so I'm like, I already got that, but it was just like the parts that you asked about. I think the story's bland. I think like this story felt like it was centered around one protagonist, but they shoehorned another protagonist in there for the hell of it. I
Mm.
feel like one of the protagonists did not need to be there and doesn't also because one
Correct
protagonist
me
is
if
in
I'm wrong
there.
though, guys. They've been doing that for a while, haven't they?
I'm They
They've been
have,
doing that
but
through the start of your all your beloved games that you just dropped as being your favorite Assassin's Creeds have always kind of sort of drop dog forced you into making a pick between sexual orientation or whatnot at the beginning, therefore kind
well,
of defining you play as a man or a woman. Even
here
Valhalla had that.
here's the correction here. You sure you Valhalla had man or woman. You still play as Eivor.
That's
Eivor is the
correct.
same character.
Yeah.
Odyssey is still basically the same exact person. You have the same exact narrative regardless of your gender. Yeah,
They wanted you to play Odyssey as a female though, because that's the character, the female version of yourself you meet in Valhalla, do you not?
yeah, for sure. It became it in retrospective, it is the mainstream
It's the
choice of that
canon
game.
choice of
Yeah,
the
the
yeah.
canon basically. So I'm like, on this one though, Yatsu and Yahweh are completely different characters. One's a hulking black man who's about 6'5" in a land of like
What, like
people
you with
who
a close razor shave?
yeah, but sure. If I ever could be 6'5", but if I was 6'5", the world's in trouble, man. The world would be in trouble. I'm telling you, I'm taking over. But no, and then you had a lady who's like on the smaller diminutive side who play two completely different play styles. They also have stories dedicated out to each one of them. And on one of them, you have this guy who legitimately is the Hulk in an Assassin's Creed game. They give you like this giant stick, and which is almost like a giant mace, and you can legitimately mow through most of your enemies. And it sort of feels immersive breaking because I'm like, these guys are coming at you with like swords and such like that. You dodge a sword strike and you hit him, and he flies basically half the screen away from you. It's like
Ugh.
it is, and I'm exaggerating slightly, but like you can feel the crunchiness of that of the hit, and you're like, oh, one hit, he's dead. He's absolutely murked. And versus Yahweh, to where like, oh, I can hit someone like 20 times, I scratch away at their health, and then unless I have like assassinations on, she really is like she plays very differently. She's like, I have to hit quick, dodge, hit quick, dodge. It almost feels like one character plays like Sekiro, one player feels like you're playing with like a hard-hitting hulking character, and those two visions are put into a game that is basically like Horizon Forbidden West, and nothing is quite as high as Assassin's Creed or Horizon Forbidden West. Your enemies are one-dimensional and bland, and your story is the tried and true revenge tale for one character. The other character is just there because like he's also for revenge, but he's also principled enough to say like, "Oh, I don't want to go for revenge. But my main motivation is you killed my shogun, so I need to bring you to justice." I'm like, "Potato potato, you're going out for revenge." So I'm like I'm like and both of them coincidentally are supposed to hate each other because in the core canon of the story, regardless of because you in GTA style, you flip between the two characters. The story pivots and starts off with your one character like very much wrongs the other character to a point to where I'm like, oh, that should be like on site. We y'all need to at least try to kill each other. And they just basically forgive each other in the first 2 hours of the game because like a kid basically said, "Oh, I wanted to go for vengeance," and you're like, "No, kid, you don't get to go for vengeance. You're a child." And they basically put aside all of that, and they're saying like, "No, revenge is wrong. Let's fight together now." And I'm like, okay, this was
RGT,
written.
scrap that twist from the script.
It's poorly written. It seems very like, oh, this one character Yahweh is like she was fully out for blood against any person who wronged her and killed off a family member of hers. This and she also wronged this other character, and this other character forget basically said, "No, we're not gonna fight each other," and because there's a kid involved, and I'm like,
I
who cares about the kid?
having recently sort of not recently, I can't remember what it was, revisited Valhalla. I just think that they tend to try and deliver the laziest of storytelling so that it doesn't really matter as and when you find the story beat. It doesn't matter if you've been off searching for feathers or some other drivel for 7 hours. When you come back, it's light enough just to be popcorn and swill that you just get through. It doesn't even matter that they had a relationship before that cutscene because you've been playing, walking around doing random things for that long for 8 hours. But then time you come back to the storyline, so who
From what
even
I hear, at least like
who even
Yote,
cares?
from what I hear, at least like Yote, and I haven't played Yote yet. That's on me, but like, at least like like whatever you do in the story evolves the story. Whatever you do in Assassin's Creed, you're still gonna do 100 different times again because you have to kill another assassin plot. Spoiler alert: you have like five secret organizations, and you have to kill people within those organizations, and they haven't really released a in cut of the game because like they're still live servicing the hell out of that game. So like I could still be playing that right now and not even seeing the quote unquote full ending of that game. So I'm like, yeah, I don't want to. It made me so turned off between what was the between the what is the game that PlayStation second party game that they put out like not too long ago. It was like it was a ninja centric game, and that
Stellar
was
Blade?
no, Stellar Blade was the female protagonist. This one was like was it Rise of the Ninja? No, Rise of the
Oh,
Ronin. Rise
yeah.
of the Ronin. That
Oh, yeah, yeah,
garbage.
yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
like, Rise of the Ronin was booty cheeks as well. So we got so many of these middling,
Do you know, mate, I
like,
totally forgot about Rise of the Ronin. There'd be a
Mm.
time where I
I
yeah,
probably
was
would have got that.
I was
My
hyped for
God.
that as well, and then I just played the demo. Going back to a demo, I was like, "Oh, that's not for me."
no, it's a
Yeah,
PS3 game pretending to be a PS5 game,
yeah.
Wow.
and
Listen, RGT,
Yes.
what are you hoping to play?
Like I said, probably just going to be Rebirth. I think bit more cast and chill, a bit more Hades too. I think is chugging away in the
How
background.
how far are you through that RGT? Do
Which
you
one?
like it's
What?
hard, Hades 2? Just it's hard to tell. It's not like a thing where you go, "Yeah, I'm at this point," because it's kind of like you're doing the same. Have you? Yeah, you tell me where you are, and then I'll see.
I'm at the end of the second level. The boss,
So
in the sort of the
Olympus. Yeah,
the what's her name? Like the siren, isn't she? You hear her singing when you're in the
yeah,
level. You can hear her call out. So I haven't beat her yet to get to the third level. So that's how
yeah.
far in I am. But
Cool.
I'm playing on Switch 2. I'm playing. Um,
Yeah, that's what I got it on.
If you were going to play it on
It
any
runs nice.
console, may I remind you that now available at Smith's Toys in the UK and multiple providers worldwide, the
mhm,
Switch 2.
yeah,
it's
hundred.
There was
available
no
everywhere
short.
because no one's
There was
buying it.
there
It was
was
beat out by the PlayStation during Black Friday. Again, a console that's been out 5 years. No one's buying this Switch 2, but the early adopters. But the early
it is
adopters.
true. It is
Oh,
true. I think it's looking that way.
someone will get that for
Uh,
Christmas and they'll be buzzing.
Christmas
yeah.
just passed. It got
It's
beat
too
out
soon. It's
again.
still too rich. It's still too rich for their blood. Next
Like Donkey
Christmas is
Kong Bonanza didn't rush y'all out to
2026.
buy it.
There, 2026. That's an early adopter game. Um,
What
you
about you,
and
George? What are you hoping to play?
I don't know. Thank you. You saved me from my own self. I'll tell you what I'm hoping to play. I mean, it goes without yeah, it goes without saying, doesn't it? I think the only game I'm going to be playing for a little while is U-Boat, the most realistic. I'm not going to do a sales pitch for that. There's going to be that. There's going to be a smattering of research items for Flashy B. I could do with a list of games actually, RGT, because we're recording tomorrow. I just want to make sure I've
Yeah.
put my fingers in at least one of them
hmm
officially.
hmm
Put a ring on it, all that sort of stuff. And I think that'll be. Oh yeah, maybe. No. It's basically going to be U-Boat. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves, all right? Let's not lie to ourselves this early into 2026. Let's be honest and upfront with each other. I'm going to be playing that game for quite a long time,
Yeah.
an inordinate amount of time. And when I come up from that, it'll probably be the Ponces, and I'll be
This is
writing
Anna all
U-Boat
over
10
again.
times. Yeah, it's worse than that. It's a lot worse than that.
I actually like Pax Morano.
I haven't got that yet. But there are land battles, aren't there?
Yeah, yeah.
Officially confirmed. Yes. Okay, I'll get that as well. Gentlemen, I think that draws us to an end of what I would call an absolute banger. I hope everyone at home listening enjoyed it. Hopefully, they enjoyed the unexpected and surprise heel turn on me from OG, as he's now known. We'll get some t-shirts drawn up, I'm sure. Get yourself one of the suavest looking characters that Seb's ever seen on a t-shirt. Double O no. I think that would be a pretty good.
They call him Agent Tennessee Whiskey. Boy, smooth. Smooth.
No, he smashed it. That's got a great set of connotations. So yeah, anyone want to slap that on a t-shirt? DM me for a picture of OG Tom. I'll find him in a tuxedo or something. Don't you worry about it. And yeah, Tom will walk past someone in the street in 5 years' time with a picture of him on from this episode. Like, what the hell? Yeah, that's how it works. I want to thank everybody I think I've done this multiple times, but I just want to thank everybody that's ever helped with the show in any way. If you're listening now and you've listened in any way to any of the episodes, thank you. Very much appreciate you. If you're one of the absolute legends that was in the OG Unglorious, I love you very much. If you're one of the legends that stepped up since, I love you all. The people that pay on a monthly basis to help put the show out, and with that money allow us to release new episodes and content for you with Flash UB and hopefully more to come, and keep supporting you with the t-shirts and the stickers and the wooden postcards and all that good stuff, and hope you appreciate that and all that you do, and possibly another event or two this year for you to meet us at in person, which we're excited about. So if not, hopefully get lucky enough to maybe go to format again and maybe see some of you there. So yeah, plenty to do, plenty to see. Thank you very much to you gentlemen, RGT Seb and OG as he's now known. Thank you very much for coming back in some ways, or turning up again for the first show of 2026. I'm very, very grateful to each and every single one of you. I couldn't do this show without you. You've heard, I think at some point in time this year, we ended up with 3 Georgie solos on the bounce, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've fully mentally recovered from that, but neither of you. And so I won't look to inflict that one on you again so soon. But listen, genuinely, I mean, I can't even put into words, if I'm honest with you, like what it does mean to us and to me to be where we are today. I just want to say thank you. And that's all we have time for this week, listeners. Always thank you for your time. I look forward to the pleasure of speaking to you again next week. Until then, happy gaming. And remember, there's nothing wrong with being given the unofficial controller. It's what you do with it that counts. See you guys.
Laters.
See you later. Bye.